Hi everyone, this is Ramanuj here from Losico. Welcome to today's session. Thank you for joining me. A lot of people are still joining. I can see by the minute. All right. So to quickly introduce myself, I'm Ramanuj Mukherjee, CEO of Losico. I graduated from NUJS in 2011. How many of you can hear me? If you can hear me, write yes in the chat. All right. So I'm audible. So those of you who are not able to hear, it is because you have. Can someone tell them, like, if they're logging in from mobile maybe and they have to click on use internet audio, they may not have clicked it. So just tell them how to do it. Write in the chat. They can't hear us, so just write in the chat how they can, you know, call over internet. Yeah. So just tell them so that they can use it properly. So how many of you are here for the first time? You're attending our workshop or maybe my workshop for the first time. Write 0 in the chat. You've attended more chats before. Write the number of times you've attended: 1, 2, 3, 4 workshops that you have attended. Write the number of workshops you have already attended. Okay, there are a few people who have attended workshops before. That's awesome. Superb. Good to see so many new faces today. Please do introduce yourselves in the chat. Okay, tell us who you are, where are you logging in from, what do you do. It would be so good to know. Okay, and I am Ramanuj Mukherjee. I'm CEO at Losico. I graduated from NUJS back in 2011. It has been a while, almost 10 years. And then I briefly worked in a law firm called Trilegal. And then I started my own startup, IP Leaders, followed by Losico. And I have been doing this for a while now. I have been doing a lot of workshops this year. In 2020, I did a lot of workshops, webinars, and I've been doing more of these since November, right? So some of you have attended these 3-hour workshops. Anybody has any if you have attended workshops before and you are here again, that means you benefited from the previous workshop. So quickly maybe write how it helped you in the past to attend a workshop. What did you learn from our previous workshops? Just so that all the new people who have joined today, they know for sure how they can benefit from today's workshop. They'll be more excited. And definitely put on your thinking cap, because we are going to spend 3 hours together now, right? We have 3 hours ahead of us. I promise you it will be very productive, very instructive. You'll learn a lot of things. You'll get really amazing ideas that you can go and implement. So all of that, definitely, I promise. But you have to be ready. Sit down with, uh, ready to take notes, because you want pen and paper near you so that you can make notes. That's definitely a great idea. Great, awesome. So lots of good comments in the chat. Good to see that you guys have benefited so much from previous workshops, and hopefully today's will be the best. Okay. All right. So time, I guess, for me to pull up my presentation for the day. Good to have all of you with me today. So many of you introducing yourselves in the chat. Good to see. Can I get a recording of previous workshops? No, we generally don't make recordings of workshops available intentionally so that people actually attend our workshops. So make sure you are there in the workshop throughout. Don't miss anything. Okay. And those of you who attend the workshop till the end will get a surprise gift from me. So make sure you're there till the end. All right. Let's get started with the presentation. So how to write and publish articles to boost your legal career. Yeah. So let me tell you my experience of trying to write a project paper for the first time. I was at NUJS, I was a first year law student, and I was trying to write an article. Okay, and it was a really bad experience. Okay, I had a computer, desktop computer. This is like what, back in 2006. Okay, and we were told that okay, write an art. We had to write 5 different project papers of 5,000 words each, and I was very. I mean, it was like carrying the mountains on my shoulders. I didn't know how am I going to write 5,000 words project paper, 5 of them, and I was just a first semester student. So I remember the experience of trying to write a project paper. Okay, I had to write a 5,000 words project, and they were very clear that this has to be original. We cannot copy paste. It has to be researched. There has to be citations. Okay, for anything we cite or anything we write, there has to be proper citations. And in our previous batch, there were people who had failed. They were flunked year because they had plagiarized and copy pasted and all of that, right? So they flunked their year because of plagiarism. So it was very clear that you're not allowed to copy paste from anywhere. So I kept sitting in front of my computer with a Word document open. Okay, try thinking what to write. I wrote the topic on the top. It was an economics project actually, and law and economics project, and I wrote the topic on the top, and nothing came to my mind. What am I going to write? Right? It was the precautionary principle. Okay, nothing came to my mind what to write. The page was as blank as my mind. What do I write? Okay, where should I begin? Right? I mean, when you have no habit of writing, when you have no experience of writing, it's extremely difficult. After an hour, I had written some lines, okay, some sentences, and deleted most of those sentences also because they were not good and I was not liking what I was writing. There was not even a paragraph on the page. For 1 hour, I'm sitting and trying to write, nothing is happening. How many of you had a similar experience in your life? Tell me in the chat. Has something like this ever happened to you? You're trying to write an article and there you are blank, you don't know what to write, and nothing is moving forward. It happens, right? And it happened to me. What is good thing though, within 2-3 years I was writing like 2,000 words in one sitting. Okay, and now I mean, for a long time I am within 3-4 hours I would write an whole article. Okay, which I can publish in the best of the publications also. Okay, I have published on a lot of good platforms: Huffington Post, The Wire, Hindustan Times, First Post. I have written articles and I can easily write and get published very easily. Legal articles, okay, or even proper legal articles. And it's not difficult at all. It will take me 2-3 hours, 4 hours to write an article which will get published somewhere, right? And it is not difficult for me. So how do you change? How do you go from being blank, sitting in front of a page, to actually writing something, right? Actually writing something very easily. It is just second nature for me. I can just sit down and write. I mean, I write a 5,000 word article. If I work the whole day, I'll write a 5,000 word article and without much of a problem. So have you ever written an article? How many of you have written an article in the past? Write yes or no, whatever in the chat. So a lot of you have written articles. That is really awesome. How long does it take you to write an article? How long does it normally take you to write an article? A week, 2 weeks, 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 4 days. Yeah. So, first of all, I want you to think about this. And, I realize that before I proceed, I should mention this to you. It can never take weeks to write an article. I'll tell you why. Because are you going to sit and write for weeks? like the entire week. No, you are going to write for some hours every day. Maybe you're writing 1 hour every day or 2 hours every day. So if it takes you 14 days and 2 hours every day, then it took you 28 hours. So always count the amount of time it takes you to write an article in hours and not in days or weeks. That itself is a mental block. Okay. So normally, if you're writing an article of 2000 words, it can take you 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, not more than that. Okay, 10 hours is okay, but not more than that. So but when you start counting in days, you are making your own job very difficult. So we'll come to that later. So many of you have written an article, which is excellent to see. I'm very happy to see so many of you already have written some article. So now my next question is including research, that 8 hours, 10 hours, 4 hours is including research. And I'll tell you, all of you, the question that you're asking, that in research, and somebody saying I can never finish any articles, all of that will get solved today. You'll never have this problem after today's workshop, right? If you're trying to write articles and never finishing, if it is taking you a lot of time to research and you're spending hours and hours and hours researching, all these problems will vanish, I promise, after today's workshop. I'm going to tell you, this is not just your problem, this is everyone's problem. Okay. And you are having this problem only because you don't have the right guidance, because you don't have proper mentorship. Maybe you're even misguided by some people. That is why you're having these problems in the first place. And I will, if you're stuck, okay, I'm going to make you unstuck after today's session so that you'll never have this problem again. And I can confidently say this because I've done it for hundreds of people. So it's not a new thing for me. Okay. So I can confidently tell you that after today's workshop is done, you will not be leaving unfinished articles. You will not be taking days and days to research and then no results after that to show. So, but first you tell me, why do you want to write articles? Okay, what is the point of writing articles? Anam is saying to make my views known. Why else? What are the other reasons? Started with a lot of curiosity, but stuck after some lines. Okay, CV enhancement, express my views, publicity for my assignment, to increase knowledge, blogs, college assignment, publication, knowledge, awareness. Okay, a lot of different answers are coming, and hundreds of answers, because there are hundreds of people in today's session, right? So I mean, the messages are coming at 100 miles per hour. I can't even read all of it. But okay, so let's great. Like, there's a lot of ideas in the chat. I'm very rich number of ideas. That's really awesome, right? Why is it important to draft an article? Millen John is saying on YouTube. So let's see. Why do you want to write articles? What is the point? Why should you write articles? Okay. First question is that what skills do you think, I'm asking you, will you develop when you write often? If you write a lot of articles, can you think what skills you're going to develop out of that? Reading skill, research, CV build, no, skills. What skills will you learn? CV build up is not a skill, right? So what skills will you learn? Creativity, drafting, thinking, analytical, focus, grammar. Oh my God. Okay. My head will ache if I read this. The chat is moving too fast. So very important, biggest benefit, I think, is clarity of thought and analysis. Okay. You will develop an analysis ability to analyze things. You'll develop a certain kind of clarity of thought. Okay, super important, guys. Most people are suffering from a lack of clarity in thought. Writing is like an exercise of your brain where you are getting clarity of thought. The more you write, more you'll develop the ability to think clearly and analyze. You'll be able to analyze things very easily. You'll learn to apply facts to principles and so on very easily. Like, it becomes so much better, you can't imagine, if you keep writing regularly. Definitely increased knowledge and retention. So a lot of you want to be very knowledgeable in some domain of law. You cannot be knowledgeable in every domain of law. It is not possible. Law is so vast, but at least in one or two domain you can have a lot of knowledge. In one domain, good knowledge is enough. But if you want to increase your knowledge, if you write a lot in that domain, you will develop a lot of knowledge in that domain, okay, over time. And when you are writing, the kind of retention you'll have of that knowledge. I have written an article on regulation of currency derivatives when I was a third year law student. I wrote an article on what? On regulation of currency derivatives. And till today, I remember what I wrote and the things I wrote. This is what happens when you write article, right? You will be having massively good retention. Milan John is asking an interesting question in the chat. If we skip writing article, can we become a successful lawyer? Theoretically possible, but I will say you are missing a great opportunity. And if you are a good lawyer, probably you are good at writing. How can you be a good lawyer and not good in writing? I cannot even imagine. That sounds very strange. If you are a good lawyer but not good at writing, I haven't met any such lawyer, and I have met thousands of lawyers, thousands of good lawyers. I've trained them, I've worked with them. Never seen somebody who's really good but not good in writing. Okay. Very, very important, public relations. You to be successful need to have a relationship with a larger audience, with the larger public, and you can reach out to people who matter through your writing. You can influence people through your writing. You can get recognition through your writing. It's a very powerful medium. Get noticed by people who matter. Okay. You can get noticed by people who matter through your writing if it is good enough. Of course, if it is bad, nobody is going to give a damn. But if you are really writing good article, you'll get noticed by people who matter. You'll be able to grow your network exponentially, while other people will struggle to make a small network, trying to impress people, trying to connect with people. If you're a good writer and you're writing and publishing regularly, your network will grow exponentially. It's like a superpower. Okay. Now, what opportunities can open up to you if you write articles? Have you thought about it? Okay. What opportunities will open up to you if you start writing? What is the answer? Can anyone guess? Tell me in the chat, what can you think of? Milan John is saying that I have had the same, but even though we are much read and prepared with notes from various law books, we are unable to write or draft out an article. Don't worry, that'll change today. I'll tell you. I mean, if you attend this thing for the next 3 hours, you will find what is going wrong and how to fix that. What opportunities can open up to you if you write articles? Here are some things. How many of you struggle to get internships and complain that I am not getting an internship because I don't have any contacts in the industry? I don't have uncles like others who will recommend me, all of that, right? If you are good at writing articles, you will not have to complain like this. Okay. I have had students who have started writing articles and they got such attention that they wrote good articles, and after they have written 20-30 articles, they have been approached by law firms and associates from law firms that why don't you come and intern with us? Would you like to intern with us? Imagine you are writing applications, people are not responding, you're trying to get, and imagine that you are actually writing such good articles, because in every law firm, they are trying to find people who can grow their practice, who are smart, yes or no, right? But if they see that you are already so good, you're writing such amazing articles, they will reach out to you. It is possible. I'm not saying this will happen all the time, but it can happen. I had done a webinar a few days back on how to impress any lawyer in the world, forget India, in the world, and get an internship with them. And they are also writing article was a part of that. I showed how to do that. If you're not a subscriber on our YouTube channel, you can subscribe and you can go and find this article on how to impress any lawyer in the world and get an internship with them. And there I explained how to, I mean, I don't want to get into that today, how to do that, but it is possible through writing articles. Can writing articles help me to get a job? Absolutely. When people come to us saying that I am not able to get a job and we have to help them, one of the things we really focus on is them writing articles and publications. It makes a world of difference when it comes to getting shortlisted for interviews. It makes a world of difference when you are sitting down in an interview and talking about stuff. They are asking you questions, and there are so many topics you can fluently speak about. You can talk at length about those topics very confidently because you have written articles on them. It makes such a huge difference. I'll tell you a story. Many years back, one of my students came to me and he was in a bit of a spot. Okay, he got his first job. I mean, he brought me his CV and I looked at his CV and I said that looks like you got fired within 6 months from 2 jobs back to back. Is that correct? And he's like, yes, this happened. So, okay, so that's why you're not getting a job. Obviously, he's like, yeah, I have got a couple of interviews, but everywhere I got rejected. I get shortlisted because he gets shortlisted because he has worked in two decent law firms before. So he gets shortlisted, but after interview, he gets rejected. So I said, okay, let's see how we can fix it. So I told him that for 14 days, you have to come to the office. So in Delhi, he was also from Delhi. I said, every day for 14 days, you have to come to our office. And every day you have to write 2 articles. Okay, because 4 hour, 2 articles. And he was interested in general corporate. So on general corporate, something that is relevant to companies, related to maybe drafting notices, drafting contracts, on these kind of things. Every day he used to write 2 articles. On the 7th day, in the second half, he had an interview. Okay, and he went for that interview. So he had written 13 articles till then, and maybe 10, 11 got published also. And he went for this interview. This interview he got on his own. Okay. And after the interview, he called me and said, I got selected. I said, wow, congratulations. What happened? He said that for the first time, I was sitting in an interview and I had a different level of confidence because there were 13 topics I could speak non-stop about. Those 13 articles he has written in the last 7 days. You can talk non-stop about those 13 topics. Okay. And when he started talking like that, they just gave him the job. Who will not? Okay. So this is just a story, and this can happen to anyone. This can happen to you. This is why you should be writing articles. Why writing articles help lawyers to build a profile and attract clients? Can you guess how writing article can help lawyers to get clients? So many years back, one of my students wrote an article, no, not a student, an intern wrote an article on what kind of licenses you need to start a microbrewery. You guys know what is a microbrewery? So this was back in 2013-14. We wrote this article. What licenses you need to start a microbrewery. Okay. And this person was a law student, a 3rd year law student or something. Beer, right? Microbrewery, craft beer. So microbreweries are very popular in Gurgaon, Bangalore, Calcutta, many cities. Okay. Microbrewery is a place where the restaurants brews the beer and serves it there. Instead of the beer being produced in an industrial factory and coming, it is being produced in the restaurant itself, in the bar itself. It is being produced and sold, microbrewery. And to set up a microbrewery, it costs about couple of crores of investment, at least 10 crore also in some cases. It depends on where it is. Okay, so we wrote an article on how to get microbrewery license. Suddenly, every restaurant owner in the country was reading this and reaching out to us, finding us on LinkedIn, finding our email ID and writing to us saying that, please, how can we get a license? Can you help us? Can you advise us? Ready to pay you money, because everybody wanted microbrewery license. This is how it is. We did not say there that, please contact us if you need anything. No. This is a law student who has written this article. And this is just one example. I can give you so many examples. On iPleader's blog, when I had started IP Reader's blog, right? Today, every day around 85,000 people read IP Reader's blog. 85,000. Why? Because we have explained the basics of law over there, right? If you're confused about a term like microbrewery, you can always Google it, Preeti, right? Very simple solution. Google, make it a habit to Google things you don't understand. That's a winning habit. Somebody can Google this and just post the definition here for microbrewery so that no more confusion happens. Okay. So you can attract clients by writing articles. That is another opportunity. You can showcase your expertise, right, for future potential clients. Now imagine what is the problem. Today, you say that I am a good criminal lawyer, I am a good tax lawyer, whatever, blah, 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 right? How do people know a potential client? How do you know? Let's say, Abichal or Milan or Pulkit is claiming that I'm a good tax lawyer. Okay, I'm a good technology lawyer. Okay, how will a client know that you are actually good or not? Or, lawyers are such that maybe they have never done any technology law work in their life. But if a client comes in front of them and says that, hey, do you know how to draft a technology law contract like this? Right? What will they say? They will say, yes, 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 I can do it. I can do it. I know everything about this. Please give me the work. Yes or no? Right? This is what lawyers do. But clients also know that. How does a client decide which lawyer to go to? How does a client decide which lawyer to go to? They want to see if you can showcase your expertise in some area, let's say in tax law or whatever. Reputation, where does the reputation come from? Reputation is so vague. Somebody is saying something about somebody. How does it, they might be taking commission in between. You never know. So people will definitely Google you. And when they Google you, what do they see? Do they see that you have an authority in that domain? Correct? Do they see that you have authority, you have knowledge in that domain? Do you have reputation? For example, if I see that whenever on TV channels, they are doing a talk on tax law, you are getting called to speak on tax laws as an expert, then will it give me confidence or not? Yes, it will. But okay, everybody cannot be on TV. If you write articles on tax laws and when I Google your name, all those articles are showing up, your YouTube videos are showing up, will it give me confidence? Yes or no? It will give you confidence, right? You can showcase your expertise. Let's say I have a problem with transfer pricing or a very specific thing. I have a problem because my tax refund is stuck for XYZ reasons or some very specific problem. And I Google on that topic and you have written an article. So will I have more faith in your knowledge about that or not? I will have, right? So you can showcase your track record and credibility through the articles you have written to your future clients. Not only future clients, future employers also. Okay. You can connect with potential clients by educating them through your articles. If you educate people through your articles, they will come to you. You can also get paid freelance work if you're good at writing articles. Many of you have a problem. So many of you come and say that, I don't have money, what to do? I am struggling. I'm not able to pay fees. I'm a lawyer, but I'm earning so less. I may have to give up on litigation. I don't know how to continue. I'm not able to do anything. I have to give up. I have to go back to my village, blah, blah, blah. You can get paid freelance work if you're good at writing articles. Business development and content marketing work for law firms in India and abroad, by the way, right? Is there anybody, there are many of our students, some of them may be here today. Anybody here have done freelance content writing work, got paid? We have examples like Samriddhi, who's a first year law student. She even have done foreign paralegal work, content writing work and got paid. There are many of you here. Samriddhi is here, for example, right? First year law student, first semester, just joined law. Okay, I give her example because if she can do, then anyone else can do, right? So there are many people here have been writing for the past 2 years. So you can earn a lot of money, by the way, doing business development and content marketing work for law firms in India and abroad. Content marketing for startups and content creators. right? All the Instagram influencers, they also need blog post written, content written. But beyond that, all startups need content marketing support. If you're good at writing articles, you can even work for them. Okay, so Rishabh is requesting all those who have experience in writing, maybe you can quickly write in the chat what is your experience, how much you are earning, or how do you get work. I don't want to get into all of that. We have done entire workshops and we'll do again in the future. We have done webinars on how about that, how to get freelance work, how to get paid, how to earn money. I don't want to cover that. Today is about writing article. I'm just saying that this is one of the potential benefits. But maybe those of you who are earning money by doing content writing, you can quickly write something. Okay, you can get freelance work from platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, and many others. Okay, build your own blog or other content-based independent business. You may be entrepreneurial type like me, and you may decide that I want to create my own blog, I want to build my own content business, independent something. You want to start your own law firm or startup someday. This is also a critical skill, right? If you write well, you can also make good videos or podcasts with some additional efforts. Okay, how is content marketing useful for a law student? I just explained, right? Somebody please explain in the chat. Okay, why is it important? Because if you want to start a law firm someday, if you want to do a startup someday, and if you want to work in a law firm, even if you are working at a law firm as an associate, you may be able to help the law firm in marketing. It can help you to get work with foreign law firms. Many of our students, we are working on getting them content marketing work with law firms and lawyers in New York, in California and Texas, and they are going to get such work. And it's easier to start with that work than anything else, right? Okay, so many reasons are there. So what kind of articles should you write? Utkarsh Gag, I have earned nearly 25K last month by just writing. Awesome, man, Utkarsh. Well done. Okay, superb. So you guys can talk in chat about that. Let's get into what kind of articles should you write. Okay, before writing any article, first decide who is going to read this article and how they are going to benefit from it. This is the most critical thing, guys. Okay, you want to earn money, you want to get clients, you want to get jobs, internships, whatever. First, focus on this before writing any article. Okay, first decide who is going to read this article and how they are going to benefit from it. This is very, very, very important. Okay, it all starts with an audience. First, you need to have an audience in mind. How to choose an audience, right? How to choose an audience? How will you choose an audience? So, for example, it depends. If my goal is to get an internship, then who should be my audience? If I want to get an internship by writing good articles, who should I write for? I should write for lawyers, law firm associates. So I will think that what kind of article would law firm associates want to read? Correct? Now, if I want to get clients, I want to get, startup founders are my potential clients. Okay. Or maybe my potential clients are officers in banks, or my clients are recovery officers, loan recovery officers at banks. Maybe my potential clients are restaurant owners, right? So depending on what I want to achieve, I will decide my audience. Who are the people I want to impress? Maybe my audience is judges. There are a lot of lawyers. They are writing to impress judges because they know that is how their success will increase, right? Now remember that, is it better to write for a larger audience? A lot of people think that, oh, if I am writing for law students, that's great, but why don't I also include lawyers? Why don't I also include this also and that also? Then I have a larger audience. That is better, right? Is this how you think, that it is better to learn for so people, I see a lot of irrelevant discussion going on. I request If you are going to be irrelevant or disrespectful, we will immediately remove you from this session. Okay, so I request everyone to please be cooperative, keep the spirit of the discussion and focus on what we are talking about, right? So is it better to write for a larger audience? Should you try to include more and more audience in your write up? Absolutely not. Okay, it is better to have a focused target audience, that you're writing only for that audience. That audience is going to love your content. Okay, how to write article for IP readers, we will tell you everything. Hold on. Okay, be patient. So it is better that you are writing for a specific audience, whether big or small does not matter. I can give you an example I have seen. For example, there was a time when I was in my 5th year in law college. We started a blog with another junior from 1st year. I was in 5th year. Together we started a blog called G Laws. It was on gambling laws of India. Now very few people used to read it. When we started, in a month, not even 300, 400 people will read it. Eventually it increased to maybe 1,000. But realize that these people who are reading, they are, a lot of casino owners were reading our blog. A lot of people who are in the lottery business were reading our blog. A lot of high-end poker players, professional poker players were reading our blog. Right? So it was a small audience, but very relevant. And those audience was ready to spend money. Right? So this is what is important, that you target a smaller audience. Maybe that does not matter, but you know why you are targeting this audience, how you are going to benefit from it. What are the pains? On the other hand, by the way, in IP Reader's blog, we are targeting all lawyers and all law students. It's very big. It's much harder to make an impact on a much bigger audience. It needs more time, more effort. It took us 10 years to build that blog. What are the pains, nightmares, and dreams of your audience? Remember that if you want to make a dent, if you want to make an impression, if you want to make an impact on your audience, you have to know their pains, nightmares, and dreams, and you have to address that in your writing. So if you are writing an article, how should you choose your topic? Any kind of random topic, any kind of inconsequential topic? No. You should choose topics which touches upon the pains of your target audience, the nightmares and dreams of your target audience, right? So can somebody give me an example of a topic? Who is your target audience? If you start writing articles, who will you target? Who will be your target audience? And what are their pains and nightmares and dreams? Please write in the chat. How to publish articles, will come to that. Don't worry. This is too early in the discussion. We have a 3-hour discussion. Okay. IP attorneys. So Kshitij wants to write for IP attorneys, clients for litigation and other lawyers. Very good. Matrimonial clients, judges. Judges have pains in case pendency. Is it really painful for them? Not necessarily. Manual scavengers, you'll write for manual scavengers. So manual scavengers, do they read blog posts? That is one thing you need to think about. Will they read your blog post? Is it an effective way to reach out to them? Are they on the internet? This is the question, but maybe yes, I don't know. Rent Control Act, landlord. Sure, right? It is very easy to see. If you're writing for landlords, you can imagine their pains, their fears, their nightmares, their dreams. You can imagine for a landlord, right? What are they afraid about? What is a landlord afraid about? Anybody? What is a landlord afraid about? If your target audience is landlord, you're going to write about them. Who are they afraid about? They're afraid about their tenants, tenancy dispute, adverse possession. Very good, right? Illegal possession by tenants, right? This is what tenant not vacating. This is what they're worried about. So you write articles about those things. Very good. No rent, narcotics being, there in the premises. Okay. Very good. So you are going to write articles on such things which really touch upon the pain point of your audience. That is how you choose your topics. What is most important to them? You choose those topics. What are they worried about? Choose those topics. Is it better to write about things that really matter? It is much better. Do not write about inconsequential stuff. You know how most people decide topics of their article, what they're going to write on? They think, oh, let me take a very difficult, complicated topic. Make it very witty title, right? How do you choose your topic? Do you choose your topic this way when you're trying to write article? No. I mean, maybe you do. Some of you may do. But how does generally people select their topic? Tell me the truth in the chat quickly. How do you decide what topic to write on? Burning issues. Okay. What is trending? That's also okay. But what is trending doesn't always help. Something different. Why you want to be something different? Because you want to do something interesting, controversial, random, whatever I'm reading about, based on your area of interest. So your interest does not matter here. What matters is the interests of the target audience. So please, in the future, focus on your target audience's interests and not your own interests. Okay. Very important to think about. Is it something that people are already looking for an answer for that thing? Will they Google this topic? This is a very good thing to think about. Very good test before you're writing on any article. Think about it. Will people Google this topic? Because if they're Googling this topic, then they have a problem, right? You want to write that. What is that? What if you have certain kind of clients? What do those clients Google? What answer do they want to find out? Have you ever thought about that? What is it that your clients Google about? Write on those topics. Are they in trouble? Do they want an answer or to some question that they're Googling? Even better, if they're in trouble, those are big problems. There are three kind of topics: tofu, mofu, and bofu. You guys must be wondering what is tofu, mofu, and bofu. There are three kind of topics: tofu, mofu, and bofu. Do you know what these things are? Tofu, mofu, bofu. Can you guess? Do you know? Tofu is top of the funnel. Mofu is middle of the funnel. Bofu is bottom of the funnel. Okay. Top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. Okay. There are certain people, there are certain topics that are such that people already are looking to buy something. So for example, how much will it cost me to get a divorce? Who's Googling this? Who's Googling this topic? How much will it cost me to get a divorce? People are actually Googling this topic, by the way. How much does it cost to hire a how much does it cost to hire a divorce lawyer? How much does it cost to hire a criminal lawyer? How much does it take to get a bail in a criminal matter? Okay. Who is Googling on this topic? Somebody who has a matter. They are trying to find out how much it costs because they need to hire a lawyer. So the answer is that somebody who's going to hire a lawyer is searching on these kind of things. It is bottom of the funnel. Bottom of the funnel means these people are potential clients. They're ready to hire. And those are the people you want first. If you're looking for clients, for example, you want to capture those people. This is bottom of the funnel. Middle of the funnel are there. Now let's talk about top of the funnel. Top of the funnel is it the people who are trying to get some understanding, but they are not ready to buy it, but they might be ready in the future to buy. Those are audiences who are top of the funnel. Example, I'll give you an example. Give me an example of top of the funnel in divorce only, let's say, right? So how can I get, is it possible for how can I get a divorce in India? Okay, now this is a person who's thinking about divorce. Okay, divorce laws in India. Okay. Uh, I mean, how to get a mutual consent divorce? How long does it take to get a divorce in India? Now, these things are different. Imagine these are like a little general question, right? These questions are general. They are not, they may not be yet ready to actually get divorced. They have, the thought has come to their mind and they are researching. Okay. This is also a potential client, but they are not as sure of hiring a lawyer yet. It is a recorded session. No, it is a live session, guys. What is wrong with you? It is a live session, it's not a recorded session. I am live right now. You think it's a recorded session? What is wrong? Okay. So, so that is top of the funnel. And middle of the funnel, there is also middle of the funnel, right? Above, top of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, and there can also be middle of the funnel. What is middle of the funnel in case of divorce, right? There may be some other questions, like for example, somebody has read the basic stuff and they're asking that, do I have to pay alimony if there is a mutual consent divorce? That is probably middle of the funnel. That is not top of the funnel. This person already has some awareness, not asking basic questions. Okay. Asking advanced questions. It is middle of the funnel, but not yet bottom of the funnel. And you can choose your topics this way. Decide that, do I want top of the funnel? Do I want bottom of the funnel? Am I targeting middle of the funnel? Right? Child custody decision will be probably middle of the funnel. Okay, for some people it can be top of the funnel also. General awareness, right? What can you tell them through your article? What information can you share with them that will help them? Right? This is a question you need to think about. How to make my article reach to my target audience? We'll come to that later. Good question. How can you make it simple so that those who are not very smart can also understand what you are writing very quickly? Remember, you are targeting everyone. Like, is it necessary that the client has to be very smart? Only then you will take money from them? No, right? If they are paying you, you will get you will take it, right? So then write your article keeping that in mind. Please send recorded version of the webinar after webinar. No, will not send any recorded version. If you want to attend, you attend live. Okay. It is better to make videos. No, not always. Okay. It is not always better to make videos because articles are searchable. Articles rank much better on Google. It does not rank as well. Somebody was asking how to make it reach to people. It will, if videos are hard, videos are okay. You can make videos. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but it is much better. Okay. What is going on? Okay, Google gives more importance to long form articles. So you should be writing articles which are ideally at least 1500 words, and I recommend 2000 words and above. So you want to write articles. So Google is the best way to reach out to your audience. And I recommend that you write articles that are at least 1500 words to 2000 words or more, excluding footnotes and citations. Right? Why? Because Google gives more importance to long form articles in search results as opposed to very short articles. Okay. And Google can send you incredible number of traffic. I will show you something from IP Leaders blog analytics right now. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to show you something really interesting right now from Google analytics of IP Leaders blog, so that you can understand how to, you can really see the power of this. Right? This is IP Leaders blog, guys. Okay. This is last 1 week's traffic. Can you see? There is 456,000. How many people is that? Right? 4.5 lakh people have read the blog in the last 1 week. Now let's see what are they reading. So many people, and you can see the session duration, right? 6.5 minutes, right? 704 sessions. Okay, page views also, we can see how many articles they have read. Right now there are 815 people reading the blog. Okay, you can see where they have come from. All over the world they have come from, right? uh, I'm trying to find something for you. The page views, I can't see the page views anyway. So normally the page views show here somewhere. Anyway, does not matter. Let me show you the articles people are reading, right? Have I done digital marketing course? No, I haven't done. But I've been learning digital marketing for the last 15 years on my own by writing blog and doing it. I've been learning. Okay, look at this salient features of the Indian Constitution. Okay, in the last 1 week, how many people read this? Around 4,000, right? Jammu Kashmir State Lands Vesting Ownership Occupants Act, right? 3,400. Rules of interpretation of statutes, delegated legislation, obtain gun license. Now think of this topic. How to obtain gun license? This is the article, right? How to obtain a gun license in India. Now all of these people are looking to obtain gun license. So is there an opportunity to give them a service, help them to actually obtain a gun license? Yes, no, maybe. It is possible, right? Essentials of a valid contract, grounds for divorce under the Hindu Marriage Act, fraud in contracts, statutory interpretation. So, and I can show you more rows also. Wait, let's show you 100 rows so you can see more topics. Delegated legislation, law of easements, internal aids to construction, eligibility criteria for judiciary, bailable, non-bailable offense. So anybody who's reading this article, bailable, non-bailable offense, either is a lawyer or somebody who actually have a case and they're trying to figure out whether their matter is bailable or non-bailable. And just imagine the amount of traffic Google is sending to all this. You can see the page views in last 1 week. 9,40,000. 9,40,000. Correct? Can we look into the analytics of any other blog website? It is possible, not in this much details, because publicly available details will be less. Okay, so I'm showing you something which people don't have access in public. Now let's if you want to check on any website how much traffic they actually have, go to similarweb.com. And this is important because when you're trying to decide where you want to publish your article, you should go and check if that website has traffic or not. If the website does not have traffic, should you publish your articles there? Yes, no, maybe. If the blog doesn't have traffic, should you publish there? No, because it's a waste of time. Nobody's going to read this. Okay, I'm going to show you. Let's say how much traffic is there in Live Law. Live Law is the biggest website in India right now in terms of traffic. Biggest legal website. Okay, look at that. They have around 10 million, more than 10 million, according to this site, SimilarWeb, more than 10 million traffic in a month, right? It's a visit, not traffic, unique users, but at least visit is around 10 million. So they have more than 5 times more traffic. But this is not all lawyers. This is general news also. You can see where the traffic is coming from, right? You can see where the traffic sources. Some traffic is direct, some is referral, some how much coming from Google search. So you can see that on this website, the search traffic is not that great. On iPleader's blog, the search traffic is much better. So if you want to be discovered from Google, you have a higher chance of coming here. Publish our articles on medium.com. No, medium.com is a platform. It does not have, if you publish law articles on Medium, you will not get much traffic at all. Okay. All right. So I hope this gave you some ideas about how to check this. Now get back to our presentation, right? Okay. So Google is very important, and if you are trying to regularly get, if you what is your dream, that you want to write one article and you want people to read it for the next 10 years, right? You want people to keep finding this article from everywhere. Now, how is that going to happen? That is going to happen from Google. People will Google that topic and they'll find your article. So let me just show you one, like, I'll just show you, like, for example, I'm Googling how to get a gun license. And not only here, anybody searches this anywhere in India, they are going to find this. Getting a gun license, how to get a gun license. This is both IP readers. Then let's say I'm going to search, what if my wife files a false case against me? See, what to do if a false dowry case is registered against you? Do not be afraid of false, all blog.ip readers, right? So you can actually, it doesn't matter. And these articles have been written how long back? Let's see. This is 2016. We wrote an article in 2016 and you can see post views here over 1 lakh. More than 1 lakh people, and till now. So you can see that you write an article once and publish once, and after that you keep getting results for the next few years. So do you want to write once and keep getting results for many years after that? You want people keeps reading your article? Then you have to rely on Google. Okay, does this make sense, guys? Are you getting the point why Google is so important for lawyers trying to build a practice or trying to build a reputation? Do you understand now why Google is so critical? Okay, where is the chat? Yep. All right, got it. However, make sure to break down in your article. This is very important. You are going to write a long article, but break down your article in many small paras with multiple headings and subheadings so that it is easy to read and easy to grasp. Are journal articles more reputed than online articles? Absolutely not. If you write in journals, nobody will read your articles. The average readership of a journal article is 6 or 7 as per research. Okay, how many people will read your article if you publish it in a journal? Nobody is going to read it. But if you publish it on a blog, then potential clients are going to read it. Do you think potential clients, potential recruiters, they are reading journals? They are picking up the NLS law review or AGS law review or Harvard law review and reading journal articles? No. Do you think judges are reading those journal articles? No, nobody is reading any of that. So you want to write in a place where they will find it. Do you understand the difference of writing on a blog, writing on a website versus writing in a journal? It's like singing in the wood. You know, kya bolte hai na? Kahan pe bean bajana wo I forgot. Like, when nobody is hearing, basically, right? Okay, let me tell you this. When a tree falls in the forest, can you hear it? Jungle mein mor nache kisne dekha, right? So don't do that. Okay, don't be like, I have written a great article, but nobody read it. Then what is the point? That's why I'm saying you have to be on Google. Doesn't Google provide link to journal? No, not rarely. Most journals are not on Google. Even if it is, it will not rank as well. Okay, there is no point. Okay, do you Google? I am Googling these topics. Do you see any journals getting listed? No. Okay. Have you, while doing legal research, do you see journal articles coming up? Yes, no, maybe. Do you see? It doesn't. Reality yahi hai. Nahi aata. Complex journal articles, nobody wants to read. Okay, so very important, use simple sentences. Language has to be very simple. Use simple sentences instead of complex sentences and easy words instead of difficult words. It may be against everything you have learned so far. I want to do LLM abroad. In that, publication is important. So will university consider blog publication? Yes, yes. Universities abroad are paying us money to publicize themselves in our blog. They know the importance of blog. Don't worry about it. But yes, journal publications, you can, for that, you don't need a lot of journal publications. You can have 3-4 journal publications and you're done. But when you're publishing blog, you're not publishing 5 articles. I'm talking about publishing 50 articles. I'm talking about you publishing 1 article every month or every week, right? Maybe more. Only in school and college, people get rewarded for using difficult language. Everywhere else in real life, using difficult, complicated language results in being penalized, avoided, and even sometimes ridiculed. Please write in a simple language, as simple language as possible. When you are writing articles, try to give more value to the readers by providing formats, samples, examples, and practical advice wherever possible. Do not just write case law and sections. Most people do this. When I see a lot of articles these days, they are just analyzing case law and section. Very bad. Instead, try to give a lot more value. What should be the length of article? I just said that it should be at least 1500 to 2000 words. Okay. Do not just write about sections and case laws. Very important. Citations should be there. I'll talk about that. How to do research? Many of you are wondering by now, why research kaise karna hai? Research is a big problem, and research is a big problem. Most people fail at writing articles because of bad research strategy, doing research wrong. They fail and they take too long also. If you're taking too long to write an article, it's also because your research strategy is flawed. I'm going to tell you how to do it right. Okay. The biggest mistake that everyone who started to write articles have made in their life is to research until they know enough. You're like, and this is what happened. In college, I thought, okay, let me write an article and publish on so and so topic. Let me write a book. But what will I do? I will go and start reading on that topic. Reading and reading more and reading this book and that book. After I read a few books, then I will start writing, right? How many of you do this? How many of you are guilty of this? How many of you in Google also? In Google also there are 100 articles. You start reading all the articles and days will pass by. Okay? And trying to know enough before you start writing, right? You don't write anything, not even a line. Research, going on and on and on. Research is not bad, but this is not how to do research. It will never be enough. Okay, it will never be enough. They waste time aimlessly researching and don't begin to write. By the time they start writing, they forgot what they read initially. This is not useful. Has it happened to you? You research a lot, thinking that first let me know enough, then I will start writing. But by the time you start writing, you realize you've forgotten what you read. Has it happened to you? Okay. Research has killed many ambitions for writing, and probably all of you have suffered from this. Like I said, just because you don't have the right guidance, this is what happens when you don't have the right guidance. You'll never fail. You'll fail to start writing only because of this research mania. Okay. It is a big black hole. Okay. Instead, what should you do? You should write down everything that you research immediately. You read something, found something interesting, immediately you write it down. This is what you do. If you have researched for 10 minutes, I have a rule for all my interns, all my other people in the team. If I am training someone, I have a simple rule, 10 minutes rule. And the rule is this, that if you have researched for 10 minutes, you must stop. You cannot research anymore after 10 minutes. Then you'll at least write for 10 minutes before you start researching again. Basically, write down what you found in your research before you research more. Do you realize what I'm saying? If you have research more, no problem. But you research for 10 minutes, you better write for 10 minutes. Can you promise me that you will follow this rule for the rest of your life? It will save you much problem. Who's taking a pledge that if you research for 10 minutes, you'll immediately stop and start writing? It'll change your life, guys. If you're struggling to write articles, it'll forever change. Pinky promise? Okay. Do not keep researching without first making a structure or without writing down components of your article. Okay, this is another part. One thing is that yes, you research for 10 minutes, you write for 10 minutes. The other part is that do not even start researching much without first making a structure or without writing down components of your article. You are not going to just sit down and start writing from first line of the article. That is not how it works. Okay, you are not going to start writing art. What do you have? Many of you do. How many of you do this? You are writing an article, you write the first sentence, then second sentence, then third sentence, and you keep writing one sentence after another till the whole article is done. How many of you write like this? Write yes if you write like this. If not, then write no. I started writing like this only. Okay, I write one sentence, then second sentence, and third sentence. Right? The people who are saying no, what do you do? What do you do differently? What do you do differently? Tell me. If you're writing no, then what is the different thing that you do? Structure back and forth. Make a structure first. Write heading of what all I should include. Very good, very good. Break down into different parts. You guys are very smart. I was not that smart when I started writing. But then I've been teaching people for a long time to do this. Maybe it has spread in the world because before that nobody used to do it. Now many of you do it. So you do not start writing. Well, many of you are, how many students of Law Psycho are here? Maybe that is why many of you do it. How many of you are Law Psycho students? Okay, then no wonder. Law Psycho student, not law student. Okay. So no wonder if you are a Law Psycho student, you'll know this. So you do not start writing or even researching an article until you have made a skeleton structure. Okay. Step 1, deciding what your research question is. This is the first step. Now don't forget everything else I said before and now focus on this. Step 1 is to decide what is your research question and recognize what does not fall in the scope, right? So you're going to decide that, okay, I'm going to write for so and so. Okay. Second question is that, okay, then what am I going to write? What is you must be having one research question. Okay. Can you give me an example of a research question? This is the main theme of the topic basically, right? How to get a gun license, for example. How to file a consumer complaint, for example. Okay. What else? How to what to do if your check bounces? What to do if you receive a notice for check bounce? Okay. How to get a private chopper license? Wow. Sure. Why not? It's actually a good topic. Rich people will read this. Yeah. What is the legal process involved if you're buying a yacht? Right? Good topic. So topic could be whatever, right? So you're going to decide, this is your question. You're going to decide one research question, and then you'll also decide what does not fall in the scope. So there, don't write. Remember, a lot of people make a big mistake by writing everything. It is about how to get a gun license. It's not about everything under the sun about gun license, right? Correct? Where to complain for mental harassment? Great. So if you decide this topic, then you have to also decide what is not falling within the scope. Remember that only these things will be answered and not everything under the sun. Decide the exact questions you are going to answer in your article, right? There cannot be more than 2 questions. One question is better than 2 questions also. Better to answer only one question. You answer in one blog post, never more than 2, sometimes maybe 2, but mostly one question. Okay. If there are more relevant questions, it is possible that there are more relevant questions. Okay, no problem. Write another article to address the same letter. For example, duties of a school under the Juvenile Justice Act. Utkarsh Garg said this topic, right? Very good. What are the duties of a school under the Juvenile Justice Act? Great. No problem. That's a good topic. But you are not going to write about some other stuff, only about under Juvenile Justice Act. There may be many other legal issues involving a school, but those are not included. You need to be very clear. You are not writing an all comprehensive book, but just an article. It is important to never lose sight of this. Many of you will start researching and start writing like you're writing everything under the sun about that topic. Never do that. Only focus on one research question. Okay. So, recently I was seeing one topic, some article I was seeing. Okay, it was on competition law issues related to cryptocurrencies. Okay, and the person has written everything about cryptocurrency and then have finally written about competition. Now you are writing on one very specific question: what are the competition law issues related to cryptocurrency? It was a great topic. Focus on the bloody issue, right? Do not write on everything about cryptocurrency. But this is exactly what most people do. They will write everything about cryptocurrency. No, that is not the point. The target group is clear. People face that. Okay, this 1 second. I missed one slide. Let's say you want to write about how to file a consumer complaint. Okay, very basic topic. All of you will be able to understand, no matter whether you're in first year, whatever. You understand, right? There is a consumer law. Under that, you can file consumer complaint. How to file a consumer complaint? This is the question, right? So target group is who? People who have faced a deficiency of product or deficiency of services as a customer and may want to know more about how to file a consumer complaint, right? Simple enough. Great. This is the only question you'd answer now. There may be more material available on how to make an appeal from the decision of a consumer court, but you're not going to read, research, or bother about that right now. You're going to only bother about this, how to file a consumer complaint, not about appeal from the decision of a consumer court. You are going to solely focus now on one and only one question. Okay. Step 2. This was step 1. Identifying your question and being clear that this is my question, this is my target group. Now step 2. Identify your headings and subheadings. How do you identify your headings and subheadings? You identify what are the smaller questions that you need to answer in order to answer the bigger question. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you want to answer this bigger question, how to file a consumer complaint, there are some smaller questions and you need to find and identify those questions. And remember, I'm not saying I'm not talking about answers right now. I'm talking about only questions. You need to identify the right questions. Identify your headings and subheadings. Okay. For this, you may have to read up a little bit, not much, a little bit. Don't read everything. Don't read into great details at this stage. Read just enough. Maybe scan through material just to understand what are the smaller questions you have to answer in order to answer the bigger question. Okay. If your questions are good and relevant, your article will be good and relevant too. Remember, everything depends on the quality of the questions. If your questions are good and relevant at this stage, the questions you're identifying, there's a big question that you're answering in your article, but there are smaller questions within that, sub questions. And if those sub questions are good and relevant, your article will be good and relevant too. This is very critical step. Most people skip this step and they don't realize how important this step is. Okay. Most of the times there are already several articles on that topic, how to make it different. First of all, don't read those articles. Okay. Don't wait at this stage. Don't read all those articles. Don't bother. And it doesn't matter who has written what. You are going to write what needs to be written on this topic. Okay. And I'll tell you how to make it better, but you have to get all the questions. It doesn't matter who has written what. This is all irrelevant questions. Nobody has written what needs to be written. We have been writing for 10 years on IP Reader's blog. Students are writing. I used to write earlier myself. Now students are writing. Now a lot of other lawyers are writing and publishing on IP Reader's blog. And people who follow this method are always ranking on top, getting more readers than everybody else, because other lawyers don't follow. You think what I'm teaching you here, other lawyers follow this while writing? You are kidding. Not happening. This is only what we do. Maybe someday other people will start following, realizing how superior this is. But that is a few years away. Don't worry about it. Okay? I assure you, nobody does this. You just go and do it. You will see the difference in results. So you identify the questions and make sure your questions are good and relevant. You don't have to compare with someone else. Don't even take idea from other blogs. You know what happens when you start reading other blogs? Then your mind gets restricted. You start writing about that only. You do not come up with your original question. You want to be good, you want to write original stuff, think logically and come up with better questions, and you'll come up with better articles. Everyone who's worried about how to write better than everything that is out there, come up with better questions. What questions will a client have? What are their dreams? What are their fears? What are their pains? What are their worries? Think more about that and you will find out what to write. Okay? And if your questions are good and relevant, your article will be good and relevant too. Always ask people. This is another thing I want to teach you and I want you to keep in mind. Always ask people. Whenever you don't know the practical issues involved in a topic, ask someone. Ask people who are doing consumer cases. Ask people who are legal head of companies which are consumer facing, because they must be facing consumer cases. Ask them, what are your problems? What do you see? What happens? What are the practical issues? Talk to people who have already faced these kind of problems. Maybe there is somebody in your family who has filed a consumer case. Then what happened? What problems did they face? The more you ask people, you will learn more. Okay, this is how you write something original. If you follow these steps, you will end up writing something original. If you just go to other blogs, start reading them and start writing what they've already written, then you don't write original. But if you come up with the questions properly by thinking what is important and you do this work, talk to people, find out what are the real practical issues, then you'll write something original. Okay? Call up lawyers who specialize in that subject and ask them questions. Try to understand what are the real practical issues they're facing these days. Call up your teachers and ask, maybe they might know something. Ask intelligent questions and learn real life practical insights, and then write those in a lucid, simple language. This is your strategy. Okay? Do you understand how to write original? This is what it is. You have to get to the heart of the matter. It's not like you're reading something and then trying to write better than them. No. You can read later, that can happen later. First thing is to independently think, what are the questions that are important about this topic, and write them down. Then go and talk to people. See what problems they are facing in real life. Talk to potential clients. Ask them what problems they have faced in real life. Then write those questions down. Those are the questions you need to answer. Okay? This is how I have been able to build a traffic, build a website or a blog where more than 2 crore people are reading it in a year. 2 crore people in a year reading a blog. It's huge. Okay? Doesn't happen easily. How did I do it? So you can really take my word for it. This is how you write original. Asking the right people is probably the quickest way to learn the real stuff, but it is also the most underrated legal research technique. Let it be your secret weapon. Okay? Cultivate a bunch of people you can call for information, insights and inside scoop. This is what journalists also do. This is a big asset for a legal blogger or a writer. Make Google your friend. Learn how to use it to find information. You need to be very good at Google search. If you're good at using Google, you don't really need any other research tool. You don't need Manupatra. You don't need Westlaw. Nothing if you're good at using Google. You can do more with Google than you can do with Westlaw. Method. First, create a structure, give your article a skeleton structure. Okay, you write a skeleton of your article. The smaller questions you identify will become your headings and subheadings. Okay, very important. For instance, to answer the bigger question, how to file a consumer case, you have to answer these questions first. Just list down all the questions that come to your mind, right? So I'm showing you what can a business file a consumer complaint? What documents you need to be able to file a consumer case? Can you file it yourself or do you need a lawyer? These are the questions that people ask, when they have the how to file a consumer complaint. These are the smaller questions that comes to their mind. Is it a good idea to argue your case yourself in the consumer court? This recording will not be sent to you. Do I need to pay a court fee in order to file a case? What information should go into consumer complaint? Okay. What evidence will be useful for me to collect, and what do I need to provide to the court? Can I draft my own consumer complaint? Yeah. In the consumer court, I need to go through some other process. How to decide which is the right court having jurisdiction over the matter to file a consumer case? On what grounds can the court reject my application? How much time can it take to decide my case? These are the questions that comes to the mind of client when they're thinking of filing a consumer case. How much compensation can I get in my matter? Yep. And so on. Of course, there can be more questions. Think of a question or two by yourself. Think of questions, one or two questions. You guys also tell me what questions are relevant here. How to file a consumer case. एक दो question आप भी बताओ. और क्या हो सकता है? In the chat, tell me. Which consumer code do I have to file in? Okay. First of all, are you a consumer? Very good. So are you entitled to file a case under Consumer Act? Okay. What to do if consumer court rejects it? Do you have any other option? Jurisdiction, yeah. So quantification of damages. Okay, so yeah, good. So these are right. So basically you write down these questions and create a skeleton structure. These questions will eventually become the headings and subheadings in your skeleton structure of your article. Okay. Step 3, make the skeleton structure, write down all the headings and subheadings as a skeleton structure. It should look like something like this. I'm showing you how it looks like, right? This is a skeleton structure. Can you guys see from top? Sorry. This is the skeleton structure. Can you see the skeleton structure now? Is a minor considered a consumer? Very good too, Priya. Very good. Whether it's mandatory to give a notice before filing case, very well. But you can see the questions I have written, right? Heading 1, this is a title, then heading 1, heading 2, heading 1, heading 2, heading 2, heading 1. So all these questions I have written down together. Now this is my skeleton structure. Do you realize what I'll do next once this is ready? There may be more questions, right? I don't have to write all the question under the sun. I just have to write enough questions. Enough questions to write 2000 words. And I am afraid it is already too long. Okay, no, I'm not sending the PPT or anything. Please pay attention, learn right now. Focus, guys. Okay. How many times, even movies people forget to watch later. You are not going to watch this later. Please do it right now. Okay. Now, what do you think that I would be doing after I am done with this, creating this skeleton structure? What will be the next step? What is my step 2, guys? What is the next step? Sorry, this is step 3. What is step 4 after this? Start researching. Yes. Then I already have this structure. Now I have to fill in all the gaps. I have to answer all these questions. For that, I will research and write. I'm just going to fill up all these gaps. There is no max words, guys. I told you, try to write at least 1500 to 2000 words. You write 5,000, 10,000, it doesn't matter. Write more. Longer articles are preferred by Google. If it is rubbish, nobody cares. But if it is good, it will matter. Right? Before you write an article, you need to have this kind of a skeleton structure in place, which will make things immensely easier. It will cut down the time you need to research. It will cut down the time you spend on writing. You will not waste time. It will be so much easier once you do this. Okay. How many of you have ever created a skeleton structure? Right? Yes. If you have done it and you learned it from Lawsico, right? Yes/Lawsico, so we know that it's, I mean, I'd be surprised because most people don't do it. So many of you do it. I'm surprised. Very good. Okay. Next step is populating the skeleton. Okay. Now that your skeleton is ready, you can start filling up the blanks with answers to the specific questions. So when you are researching a very specific question, not random stuff. So your research will be super quick. You will research that question. Okay. Who is the consumer? And you're researching that exact question. You'll find it in 2 minutes. You'll write the answer in 2 minutes and then move to the next question. And this way you'll be able to write your article super duper fast. All your research will now be directed to answering these limited questions. Okay. All your research will now be directed to answering these limited questions. Right? There is an unlimited possibility of adding any number of questions, but you're not writing a book on the topic. You're just writing a 2,000 word article. Okay, it is possible to write a book even on this topic, how to file a consumer complaint. You can write a whole bloody book on this, but that is not your goal. You are here just to write enough to cover 2,000 words. So do not keep writing and keep writing. If you want to write more and answer important question, write another article. Publish again. That is okay. Okay. When you are done with answering all these questions, you are done with your article, and please do not start to write or do any research until you have done your skeleton structure. This will save time and make you a structured thinker. Okay. And finally, the step 5, very, very important step, review and edit. Okay. Many people skip this critical step. They never become amazing writers. Okay. They might be average writer also, but they will never really become an amazing writer. First, run your article through spell check, grammar check. There are softwares, right? If you can't afford a software, you can get a friend or a mentor to do it for you, to correct your English. It's very important to do a spell check and grammar check. Ask them what is good about the article. What is its weakness? Okay. You have to always do this assessment. What worked, what did not work, what was good, what was not good, and how can I improve next time. You have to do it again and again so that you can keep improving your articles and improve your skills. Add, remove, edit content with the objective of polishing your article. How to create skeleton structure? Please repeat the entire thing. Skeleton structure you create, first you have a big question for your article, then you have sub questions, and those sub questions become your skeleton structure. Okay, I don't want to repeat the whole thing, it will take a long time, but focus on the next thing. You will get it, Ankit, don't worry. Add, remove, edit content with the objective of polishing your article. Do not overdo it though. Ship it quickly, not more than 24 hours after finishing in any case. So you need to, there will be an obsession in your mind that, okay, it is good now, but maybe I can make it better. And you'll never send that article out and you'll keep obsessing over it. And this is a trap again. How many of you have faced this trap in your life already? Right? Yes. You have faced it always, right? Yeah, a lot of people face this problem. Being a perfectionist, this is a very bad idea. Another rule for you, once you are done writing, you are going to do editing and reviewing for 24 hours. After that, you will ship it What is shipping? Shipping means when you are sending your product, shipping in US, basically, when you order something from Amazon, Amazon ships it. You must have seen that the product is shipped to your address, means it has been sent out. That is shipping it. So shipping it is like you have sent it out. It's not in your control anymore. It's gone out wherever it is going, right? So ship quickly, very important. You can make your next article even better, but do not do more than this. Many a Shakespeare could not see the light of a publisher because of these traps. Absolutely, that's right, Vaibhav. Very well said. Information should be crisp and to the point so that the reader gets what he wants at one glance. This is one thing I want you to remember, right? While you are editing, you keep this in mind. Information should be crisp and to the point, not long sentences and long. What can be said in one sentence, you write 10 sentences to explain that. It does not make you educated or smart or erudite or good English or anything. Keep it simple. Information should be crisp and to the point so that the reader gets what he wants at one glance. Beating around the bush frustrates the reader and he will switch to some other article or somebody else's content or something else, right? How many of you beat around the bush while writing your article? Right? Yes, most of you do actually, okay? Because we see all these, we receive so many articles in IPreader's blog. People are beating around the bush. It's like, अच्छे से, we have been taught in school, introduction लिखना है पहले, okay? If the article is about, I'm going to tell you that also, okay? Let me hold on. It's there in the slides. Use Google Docs for writing instead of Microsoft Word. It helps to get other people to edit or comment on your article later, right? Collaboration becomes easier and there is no possibility of accidentally deleting the content, and you will be able to find this article many years later because it will be there in your Google Drive. Okay. Headings and subheadings. The entire article must be broken down according to headings and subheadings. Like I said, it makes it readable. This improves readability and makes it easier to finish an article for the author. It will be easier for you to finish it as well. Do not write lengthy introductions and conclusions. This is a common mistake. I call it a schoolboy mistake. You know why? Because in school we have been taught, write introduction, write conclusion, right? Just get to the point quickly. Imagine that you have to write an article on licenses required for hydropower generation. I want to set up a hydropower plant. What are the licenses required? Can you guess what most people write? And I have tried and tested this, right? You know what they do when in the introduction? Okay, I'll tell you, it is ridiculous, right? So what people do is, what is hydropower? Yes, the introduction is what is hydropower? What is wrong with you? If somebody is reading an article on licenses required to generate hydropower, who's possibly the target audience for that? Some school student? No, na, right? It is like a owner of a, maybe somebody setting up like an executive of a power company, maybe a lawyer, maybe somebody who's planning to generate hydropower, right? Do you think that guy needs to know what is hydropower? And not even that. People start with what is electricity, what are the different types of electricity used in India. This is real. People have done this to me, okay? I mean, it's just such a pain. What is the percentage of hydropower used in India, pros and cons of hydropower, and ramble on before coming to the point of if licenses are required and what licenses are required and how to get them. Are these questions you want to answer on an article like this? Right? Crazy. How many of you have done this before? Tell me. You write articles like this, yes or no? Write yes or no? Yeah? Admit. I did once. Okay? To meet the word limit. What is wrong with you guys? Never do this. That is crazy. Never write an introduction that is longer than 4 or 5 sentences. Okay? Same goes for conclusion. One exception is if you have a great story to tell in the introduction, which will hook the reader's attention. Go ahead. only tell relevant stories. Imagine in that hydropower article, you can write a story that Ramanuj started a hydropower plant, but he did not have the right licenses. Because of this, his 200 crore investment got stuck, and this happened, and that happened, and that happened. It's a nice story to begin with, right? So people will get the point in the beginning of the article. That you can do. That makes sense to do. Okay. Do you know how much a hydropower license costs? It costs 5,000 crores or something, like something that really catches the attention. And a story like that in the introduction is a good idea, but otherwise do not write in the introduction, please. For heaven's sake, never do that. Grammar. Your work reflects your credibility, right? You are writing articles to build credibility. If you have grammatical mistakes in your article, it will reduce your credibility, not increase. It is necessary that grammar is absolutely correct. Publish or submit for publication only after you check for spelling, grammar, and language errors. You can use free online tools for this purpose. If you can afford it, for about INR 5,000, you can buy a good software like Grammarly or whatever, right? Try and do that. It's a good investment. If you do not have the money, don't worry. But if you have the money, then please invest. Don't try to save money on such things. Title is very important. Write an easy to understand article that really reflects the value the reader should expect from the article, right? Your title, if you write bad titles, you will not get as much attention, as much readers. Okay. Many people are taught to write creative, convoluted, witty titles. These are counterproductive as you lose out on Google traffic due to this. Imagine this topic, how to get licenses for a hydropower project. Okay. Now there are a lot of people, it's a very simple, I will write on this only, how to get license for a hydropower project. It's simple, it's clear, the value is clear from the title. But there are other people, they will write a witty, like, how to go hydro, step 1 for hydro, like stuff like that. Something like catchy and very innovative they'll come up with, and will not come up on Google search. Because if your title is an exact match with Google's what people are searching on Google, then intro to hydro, okay, sure, intro to whatever, it doesn't matter, right? But some cool name which is catchy, and people will be like, wow, nice title, but it will not come up on Google search. So don't do that. Okay. How to, what to, when to, list of everything you want to know about, those things are good headings, because it will land on Google and will search, and it will come up on Google search. Fancy titles are not helpful for the reader. Write a simple title, maybe in form of a question that the article answers. So your article answers the question, right? So you just write that question. Explain the technical terms. General public is not familiar with technical legal terms, right? If it is essential to use some big legal jargons, then okay, you must use it. But then simplify them for readers who come from non-legal background, or it will backfire. Okay. A lot of people love using jargon. They want to show off how many jargons they know. That is going to completely backfire. Don't do that. Currently, I'm writing article on topic of whether marital rape needs to be criminalized Okay, so your target audience is policymaker, because you want to influence policymakers to change the law, right? Or you want to create more awareness in the society. So in that case, you can actually, you're creating awareness. So if this question, what are the different types of marital, even I don't know about this, what are the different types of marital rape? So it seems like a good question to create awareness about. So it seems relevant. It's not irrelevant, right? But if you say, in this case, even if you write what is definition of rape, definitely it will become important in this question, like what is marital rape, right? So it will be relevant, right? But if you start writing on, what is the difference between men and women, or that won't be relevant, na? So if it is relevant or not, you can easily tell. I want my audience to be judiciary of India. You write analysis of latest case laws by Supreme Court, judiciary will also start reading. Okay. Okay, now a lot of questions. I don't know which one. I mean, who would be the audience in marital rape? So I can think only of two topics, one or two audience. One is policymakers, they who will, they will influence the policy, change the laws someday. And then other thing you can think of is other audience you can think of is the general population, to create more awareness. If there is more awareness, then laws will change. If people demand a change in law, it will change. So that are the activists, maybe your, yeah, sure, it can be activists also, right? Victims also, sure, yeah, very good. Victims and activists are also potential audience. If you're a victim to marital rape, what can you do? What are your options? Okay, don't worry, a lot of judges read IP readers blog also. You have to just write, and everybody reads Google. From Google they'll land here, don't worry. Citation style: references should be cited properly through a hyperlink. Wherever possible, use hyperlink instead of footnotes. But for some things, even for some places, they will not publish unless you have footnotes. But it is always better to do hyperlink, because hyperlinks are easily. Can you guys hear me? Am I audible? Okay, super. I'm audible. Sorry, for a moment, I had lost connection. I think I don't know what happened. The Zoom just shut down. All right. So, it is not important for doing blue book citation unless you are writing in some, some law review journals and all of that, right? It is good to know how to do that, but I have a apathy towards writing journal articles, because if you are going to have a career in academia, it might be relevant, but otherwise it does not help at all. Okay. All right. Make it exhaustive. This is very important. Answer FAQs. So in your article, also think of it this from this point of view. What are the frequently asked questions about this topic, and answer all of those frequently asked questions is very important. Try to answer all the frequently asked questions about the topic. Okay. The article should be able to answer all kinds of secondary questions that may be raised in the mind of the reader. Remember, this is very important. Where should you publish? Okay, where should you publish? Journals versus blog, you know my answer, what I think, right? You guys already know, right? Okay, why should you publish in blog and not so much in journals? What do you guys think? What are your opinion? Write in the chat quickly. Don't journal publications help in higher studies? This much, this little, it helps. But blog also helps. If you are a well-known blogger, it will go a long way, even in academic situations. Okay. Plus, you want clients or not? You want potential employers to see it or not? You want your connections in LinkedIn to see your articles or not? Then you have to publish in blogs and websites, not in academic journals. Okay. What about LinkedIn articles? LinkedIn articles, not a great idea, because if you publish in LinkedIn, then it does not have credibility. People, everybody knows that any random person can publish on LinkedIn, on their own LinkedIn. There is no scrutiny of the article. There is no editorial process. So people have very low trust in LinkedIn articles. And LinkedIn, if you are publishing in LinkedIn, you will not get as good result as it will be if you are publishing on a good blog. And you need not do paid article publications. Very bad idea. Only very bad publications have such paid article kind of scenes, and they will publish bad articles, and it will not help you in your career. Do not publish where people are charging you money to publish. Never, never, never. What about LinkedIn articles? Not a good idea. It doesn't have credibility. Same thing, any place where there is no editorial process, then your article is not getting selected, it is not getting reviewed by editors. It's a bad idea to publish there, because it will not create credibility that you want to create. But social media posts are great. So on LinkedIn, instead of publishing an article, you can publish short posts, right? 200 word kind of posts, and you can post on LinkedIn your insights, your ideas, and you will get insane reach, right, Mitesh? Okay. What about WordPress? Should I start my own WordPress blog? It is not a good idea unless you're going to write a lot. Because if you want to start your own blog and get noticed, right, for that you have to publish a lot. For the first 3-4 years, nobody was reading IP Leader's blog, but we kept writing, and now we are here. But do you have that patience? Does it make sense for that? No. If you will get much quicker results, much better results, if you publish in other blogs. If you really want to start a blog and spend a lot of time over the next 5 years, then start your own blog. But you know what happened to most people who start their own blog? They write 3, 4, 5, 10 articles, publish, and they realize nobody is reading their article. No result is happening. They give up. They stop. Do you know? Have you seen such blogs? Do you know such people who started a blog of their own, wrote 3, 4, 5 articles and then gave up? Yes, no, maybe. Happens. But yeah, sure. If you know that I'm a highly disciplined person, every week I will write one article and publish for the next 10 years, and I am okay to wait. Slowly my traffic will build up and I'm cool with that, then it's okay. Otherwise, you should be posting on already well-established platforms, because there will be higher credibility, higher readership. You'll be able to attract more clients or more opportunities from there. If you share it on your LinkedIn, if you share it on your Facebook, people will also think that okay, कहीं अच्छी जगह तो publish किया है, not like अपने blog में publish कर रहा है, right? So there's a big difference. You should publish with credible platforms. Why is it important to specialize in one area and build on that rather than writing about everything under the sun? When I was a law student, I wanted to write about everything. I did not want to write on one area. But all of my friends who focused on one area, like arbitration or something else, they benefited more. And I focused on, I mean, it's a different thing that I was building something else, so it worked out. But it's always better to focus on one area, specialize in one area. It may be, there will be a FOMO in your mind, fear of missing out, that why am I not writing about that topic? Don't worry about that. You have to be really good in one topic, be really known for one topic, and that will help you a lot. Build a track record and deeper knowledge in something which fascinates you, something which you think that there's great future in this. Build a track record in that, build deeper knowledge in that. What is stopping you from writing awesome articles and getting the career success you want? Can you guys tell me? Okay, there was a question many of you asked, where to publish. iPleader's blog, I have made it the right platform to publish, really worked a lot. We have really fast turnaround time. It will really help you. If you have an article to publish, okay, you can send it to vanshika@lawseco.in. And also, if you go on iPleader's blog, you'll be able to see there is a place where there's an ad for submission of articles. You can submit there. There's also a competition going on all the time. Every week we pay 10 people 2,000 rupees, 5 or 10, I don't remember. We pay 2,000 rupees each to the best authors. So if you write a good article and publish, you can get 2,000 rupees per week. 5. Okay, so 5 people giving out every week. Earlier we used to give even 10 people at some time. Okay, so that goes up and down, but there is great opportunity. Now we are opening the same opportunity for people writing articles in Hindi language also. Okay, there will be 5 in English and 5 in Hindi. So great opportunity, right? So if nothing else, you can send it to vanchika@lawseco.in. You can most best author is most viewed and high quality article, both of the things which see. What is okay? So what is stopping you from writing awesome articles and the career success you want? What are the reasons? Tell me. Critics and trollers stopping you from writing, Shivangi. Maybe no one will read my article. This is stopping you. What else? Inertia. Very good. Very good. You identified inertia as a cause. You can send articles directly to Vanchika, no problem. Procrastination, laziness, bad research skill and writing skills. But that is a function of doing. You keep doing it more and more, Jagannath, it will improve. If someone reads article on IP leaders, they don't focus much on the author's name. No, author's name is there. The first line is author's name, where they are from, what they do, everything is mentioned there. Can't find topic. Also, sometimes I feel underconfident. Okay, that's a problem. A lot of time consumed. Already in work too much, around 11 hours a day. So I'm not getting enough time. Not being consistent enough. Purpose, why? So after today's discussion, your why question should be solved, right? Journal articles. Focus on journal articles. Journal article one, another big problem is that it will be so slow. Okay, in a year you'll publish one or two because they will take ages to reply, ages to publish. It's not even feasible. Like you are like a dinosaur if you are trying to publish only in journals, because they are from the ages of dinosaurs. Now blogs move fast, websites move fast, but not journals. English and grammatical issues, Shubham Kumar. Okay, there's not discipline to write every week. Okay, there are like bad writing skills. Okay, never knew the potential of articles, not getting a good topic. I got some 100 reasons people have. I don't read everything, but you get the gist, right? You guys can see the chat. Can these articles be mentioned in the CV? Of course, they can be mentioned. No problem with that. Okay. Okay, I see problems that I identified. Number one, writing skill. People don't have writing skill, like sitting blank in front because they haven't written enough. They don't have the skill to write a good article or to articulate. They can't articulate the issues. They cannot think in a structured manner. This is a big problem. Many of you may have this problem. Command over English language. A lot of people are underconfident because they know their English is not that great. But actually, if they write a lot of articles, their English will automatically improve. But many people don't do it because they don't have command over English language. How many of you are like this, that you are not writing because you feel underconfident about your command over English language? Yes, no, maybe. Write in the chat. Okay, lots of people have this issue. Domain specific practical knowledge. This is another huge problem a lot of you will be having, that you don't have practical knowledge. What do I write about, right? Even if my English is good enough for a moment, let's see that English command, I have everything. Okay, vocab is there, everything is there, but I don't know what to write about. And when I'm writing, there is not enough good insights that I'm writing about, because of which my effort is failing. How many of you have this problem? Write yes, no, maybe. Do you have this problem? Write yes in the chat. Okay, this is a problem with a lot of people. They don't have enough domain specific practical knowledge to write articles. Then another problem that I faced a lot when I was trying to write, there was no quality feedback. Okay, once or twice I saw it, showed my articles and blog posts to my professors, and once or twice they replied, then they stopped replying to me. And getting good feedback on what you're writing is very hard. Nobody has time to read your 2000 word article and give you proper feedback. How many of you face this problem while writing? Right? Yes. Maybe you are not seeking feedback only. Maybe you are seeking feedback but not getting a solution. How many of you face this? Yeah, you face this. Okay. Rest of you don't face it. How many of you are getting quality feedback already? Right? No. So that we know, okay, at least you are getting quality feedback. Does Vanchika give feedback if article is not published? Most of the time, if you submit an article in IPR's blog, there's a team which will give you feedback. And most of the time, they'll tell you what you need to change to make it publishable. If it is not publishable, they will tell you what to do to make it publishable. Okay. Mentorship and guidance. How many of you are not able to do it because you don't have mentorship and guidance? In today's session, it has been 2 hours so far, 1 hour still left. In 2 hours, you might have learned things that you have never even thought of. Many of your biggest problems might have gotten solved. If it got solved suddenly, right? Write something so that write something in the chat so I know that this you had a problem and it got solved when I explained things to you. Solved, right? Solved. If you had some problem and it solved your problem, right? Solved in the chat, right? So this is the value of mentorship and guidance. Somebody who knows actually the issue can solve your problem in a second. They will see, oh, this is where you are stuck. Acha, just do this and your problem will go away. That is the value of mentorship and guidance, which have taken me maybe 5 years to learn. You can learn in 5 minutes with the right mentorship and guidance, right? So how many of you are stuck because you don't have the right mentorship and guidance? Yeah. Then some people are really stuck because even if they wrote something, they sent it to places and it never got published. Didn't get any response, and then they just lost hope. They just lost interest, and more inertia came, more problem happened. How many of you suffered from this? That you don't have no write in chat, no platforms. If you have struggled with platforms issue, yeah, you wrote an article, sent somewhere, rejected, but you don't know what to improve, and you have been struggling with that. Many people are struggling with this. Okay, as you can see, it's not only you. So many of you are suffering with the exact same issues, right? Anything else? What is stopping you from writing great articles and succeeding? Blog from NLUs. Most NLU blogs don't have much traffic. So you are just sending there because of your, love of the NLU tag. By the way, more than the NLU student, all the non-NLU students hype up NLU. You do so much NLU. Which NLU blog has any traffic? Go to SimilarWeb and check how much traffic they have. They have negligible traffic. And you guys are like, NLU blog. Oh, I published in NLU blog. Are they don't get enough articles to publish. Nobody's submitting any articles in a new blog. Then you are crazy about this. iPreaders is a media company. It's a legal media company. It's not a law firm. Okay. So don't be crazy about NLUs. Now you tell me something that go publish where people are reading that. What is the audience? How much people are reading it? Go to similarweb.com. Put in that URL and see how many people are actually reading. So what is stopping you from writing article? I described some of the issues. Anything else I missed? Anything else you missed? Anything else that is stopping you? More or less these. If these issues are resolved, then you will be able to write articles and publish. Critics, this is imaginary, Shivangi. Are critics coming after you and chasing you? When you become successful, there will be a lot of critics, by the way. If you are successful, if you are doing something good, people will criticize you, right? If you are irrelevant, nobody's reading your articles, nobody cares about you, nobody's going to criticize you. Not possible. Okay. So these are the problems that needs to be solved, and Loss Eco is here to help. As you can guess, the Loss Eco is here to help. I'm going to tell you how Loss Eco can help you with these problems through our courses. Yeah, Loss Eco, you guys know that Loss Eco is a legal education company. We have courses. I see writing article as the most powerful weapon for a lawyer. If you're good at writing article, you can do anything with your career. You can go abroad, you can make international career, you can do anything. And that's why I have created courses where in every course you have to write articles and publish. Any law student here, any Loss Eco student here who have written articles and published after joining Loss Eco, share it in the chat, right? So we have a course on legal English communication for all of you who have two problems. One is you don't have good writing skills, and you have a problem with your English. You don't have good enough command over English. We can solve it through legal English communication course that we have. Number one. Okay. So if you have problem with communication skills, we'll help you out through our course, Karina. Okay. Second, practical legal and commercial knowledge in any area of law you can think, we already have courses on it. Okay. Practical, whatever is important, wherever there is work for lawyers in the market, we have a course on it. Practical legal and commercial knowledge in any area of law that fascinates or interests you. So yes, alone the English knowledge will not be enough, correct? So you also have courses so that you can get the practical knowledge of what things that lawyers need to know. What are the problems that clients are facing? What are the problems that people are dealing with, potential clients are dealing with? We teach you about that, and we teach you how to solve those problems, so you are able to write very powerful articles. Okay. Then not only that, so we are giving you courses on English, we are giving you course on practical area, so you can, any area you can think of, technology law, let's say civil litigation, criminal litigation, competition law, okay, IP law, patent law, you name it. We have more than 45-50 courses in every area of law. Contract drafting, anything, we have it, right? GDPR, data protection, privacy, everything. So you can do that. The next thing, we have writing coaches. We have a team of writing coaches in Loss Eco, and what they do is that they help our students to write articles and publish. So when you write articles, there is any problem, you are not getting the right guidance, you are making some mistake, it is not getting published, it is getting rejected, you can go to our writing coaches, and they are taking sessions and classes every single day of the month, and you can go there to those coaches and learn from them if you are a Loss Eco student, right? So we have writing coaches. This is not there anywhere in the world, not there anywhere in any other course. Publication program. Okay. Yes, it is certified course. I'll come to your question. Just give me a moment. We have a publication program. Okay. In which we help you to publish articles, because we know by publishing articles, your CV will get better. You will be able to get internships, jobs, everything will happen. So we have a publication support program. We anyway have our own IP Leaders blog, but it's not like anything you submit will publish, right? Our writing coaches will help you to improve. They will give you feedback. You will work on it, improve. And then when it is ready, it will get published on IP Leaders blog. And we have even helped people to publish on other platforms like Bar and Bench, Live Law, some NLU blogs, and whatever, like, even other places, Economic and Political Weekly, people have published in really good publications. But we want you to publish on IP Leaders blog because I believe it is the best platform. Remote work support. If you want to work with foreign lawyers, you want to work with foreign law firms in a remote work mode, you want to get business development related work with even Indian lawyers and law firms, research and writing kind of work, you will get that support. We even have a placement office which will support you, right? We have a placement office, which is a huge placement team. You might have seen some of them on LinkedIn, etc. They are all the time working on helping you to get jobs, internships, and clients. Okay. Now, the question is that if you do all these things, will your problem get solved? Do you think this will help you? How many of you think that with all of this support, right, with so many mentors, coaches, it'll help you? How many of you think it is useful for you? Okay, whatever problems you are facing right now with your career, for your growth, it will get solved. You think that? Great. So you don't want to delay this, right? You want to make a decision quickly and you want to act on it. What other important things in your life you are delaying? A lot of times we know what we need to do, but we don't do it, we delay it. I need to start working out, I need to start a diet, I need to fix my relationship with that person, but we delay it. Ab nahi, kal karenge, parso karenge, etc. Right? You are delaying a lot of good things in your life. And I can see, I know many of you are here who well know about Law Eco courses, but you have been delaying it for a while, right? So what is the cost of this delay? I don't want to give any answer to this. The cost of this delay, you have to think of yourself. What is the price you are paying for delaying this, right? In our courses, we have a money back guarantee. If you take any of our courses, right, there are different refund policies, but most of the courses, 90% of the courses have a money back guarantee, where we have only one condition, that you have to participate in the course for 30 days. You have to attend all classes, you have to do all assignments. After that, if it is not helping you, if it is not benefiting you, you can get full money refunded. Okay, this is the money back guarantee we have for you. So you can try it out risk-free. There is no risk. If you don't understand, if you don't find it good, if you find that this is not actually what I'm saying it is, you can always back out after 30 days, right? And you guys know how to file a consumer complaint if I'm lying. So you can try it out risk-free, right? And you can go and check the refund policy on lawseco.com. lawseco.com/refund policy. You can properly read it and you'll come to know. You can get your money back after 30 days, up to 45 days. There's a window of 30 to 45 days. If it does not work for you, if you attend all classes and do all the assignments, that is all we ask. Shreya, just go on Google and search LawSeco refund policy. LawSeco refund policy. You Google this, you will get the link. Okay. In that link, all the refund policy of different courses are provided. In 30 days, you will get so much value, you will never want to go back. That is, we know. How can we give such promise? When I started this 30-day money back guarantee, by the way, nobody in India, have you seen any course provider in India which gives you a 30-day money back guarantee? Anybody does? Nobody has a confidence. Go and ask them, can you match LawSeco's confidence that you will give a money back guarantee? And that is why can I do this? Many my employees, my colleagues told me, Ramanuj, don't do this. What will happen? People will come and buy our course, and for 30 days they'll enjoy it, and then they will take a refund, and we'll have to pay GST, we'll have to pay all this payment gateway, we'll be losing money. Why do you want to give this? I said that, look, I know that if they use our course for 30 days, it will be so life-changing that they will never want their money back. They will realize by taking the money back, they'll be losing more. They will never take their money back. And this has happened. In last 1 year, last 2 years, we had 3 people who have taken a refund. Only 3 people. And we have had more than 4,000 students, 5,000 students. I don't even remember, right, the exact number. Out of that, not even 0.1%, 0.01% has taken a refund. And people who have asked for a refund, we have given them, provided they followed our refund policy. If they do not attend classes, if they don't do assignment, we will not give refund. That's a different case. All I'm asking is that give it a fair trial, attend classes, do assignments. You don't like it, we'll give your money refunded, right? Very simple. Every student tells us, people who have done our courses have told us that wish we had done this before. I don't know why I didn't do this course before. Is there any student from LawSeco here? Do you wish that you had done the course before and not later? Yeah. Anybody here? Just tell what do you feel. Just write in the chat. Okay. I will make it easy for you to decide, right? I am going to give you a bribe. I am going to make it very hard for you to pass over this opportunity. Okay. If you enroll in the English diploma course tonight, okay, like I showed you, there's an English diploma course tonight, you can get one more diploma or executive certificate course of your choice free of cost. Okay. So if you enroll in the English communication course today, where we teach you how to write, we teach you how to improve your English, and you can, including advanced contract drafting course, any you can go to lawsico.com, and there are two categories: executive certification courses and diploma courses. Out of those categories, whichever course you want, you can choose. So along with English course, at just the price of the English course, which is 50,000 for the whole year, you will get 50,000 for that course, right? You will get one more course, which is whichever you like. So basically the idea is that you improve your English, you improve your writing skills, plus you develop a domain knowledge on the side. So you'll have additional domain knowledge so that you can actually write great articles. That is my idea. Okay. You can decide which additional course later. You don't have to decide right now. Okay. You can consult with our counselors and decide. You can decide whichever. You can decide which additional course later on. I recommend contract drafting for most of you. There's a 1-year contract drafting course. It applies to everyone. Every lawyer needs to learn contract drafting. If you are good at contract drafting, it is amazing. We will extend this offer to only 10 people on a first come, first served basis, because it is financially onerous for us. Okay. You can just book your slot by paying a token amount of INR 7,000. Okay, I'm going to share the relevant links with you right now quickly. Here is the English communication course, right? You can check this out here. And I am going to share it with you. And then, of course, you can go to lawsico.com, right? /courses. lawsico.com/courses. So here you can go and see all the different, this is diploma program, right? And this is executive certificate courses. So these are the two categories. You can choose any course, any one course from there along with the English course. You don't have to pay anything extra. So this is one thing. And here is the link. And finally, here is the offer link. Right, this is the offer. If you can book your seat here by paying 7,000 rupees. Okay, immediately it is only for the first 10 people who go and book here for 7,000 rupees. This opportunity will be there for them on a first come first serve basis for 10 people only. Is installment available? Yes, it is available. Now I have told you this. Now let me continue the presentation. There are a few more points to make. Okay, link I have shared. You guys have any questions? Please ask me in the chat if you have any questions. Right? Most welcome to ask me any questions in the chat. There are many people. What is the surprise? The surprise was this, that I'm giving such a generous offer, right? Why does it, there's no other surprise. Why does it cost what it costs? Okay. Many people of you ask you that, why is it costing so much? I just want to tell you something, that if it did not cost this much, we have to be a cheap course. Then we could not give you this much services. We cannot give you so many mentors, so many guidance, one-on-one coaching guidance. We cannot give placement service. We couldn't really give this. Was not possible. Okay. Will I be able to find the time? Many of you will say that I don't have time. I'm very busy. My answer is that you have to take out 2 hours a day, my friend. If you cannot take 2 hours a day to improve your career, no matter, even I have to do it. I'm CEO of a company with 100 people working for us. Even I have to take this time out. Even the Prime Minister has to take out this time. If you cannot take time for skill development, for improvement, it will be a very big problem. Okay. Do we have to pay only rupees 7,000 for English course? No, you have to pay 50,000. And it is only a booking amount. The 7,000 is a booking amount, not the whole amount. The whole amount is written on the course page of English. I have shared the link with you. The 7,000 is only booking amount. Okay. Okay, I'll answer more questions in 1 second. Okay, how do I convince my parents? Many of you may have this problem that how do I convince my parents, what to do about that? You have to explain to them why you want to do it, what benefit you're expecting out of this. You have to really answer those things for them, and then they will be convinced on their own. If you need help in convincing your parents, talk to our counselors. They will tell you. In my case, I had to tell my parents did not even want me to study law. They didn't want me to study at NUJS. Okay, they wanted me to become an engineer. But I told my parents that this is my responsibility, this is my life. Only help I need from you is that don't stop me from doing this. I need to do it, but I am going to achieve these things in my life. I want to do it because I want to achieve XYZ things. I wanted to be a diplomat. So I told them I want to be a diplomat in my life, and this is the right choice, career choice for me. Why are you stopping me from doing that? You also have to tell them what you dream of and why doing this course will make a difference there. Then only they'll understand. And you have to take responsibility for yourself, that it is my responsibility. I will make sure the result happens. It's my promise to you that I'll produce this result. That is, parents want to see you taking responsibility. They are afraid that you will buy another expensive toy and waste their money. That should not happen. You are not going to waste, you're not going to waste their money by buying an expensive toy. They need to see that you're serious, you're taking responsibility. You have to convince them by telling you why it is important for you. Okay. Is there an EMI option? Absolutely, there is an EMI option. Call us, talk to us, go to the website, reach out to us. There are EMI options. We can help you out with that. Okay, you can pay in 12 EMIs over 1 year. Okay, how many of you want to stay in touch with me going forward, right? So the way to stay in touch with me is through Twitter. Here is my Twitter profile. If you are on Twitter, please follow me back there. If you are not on Twitter, then it is time to join Twitter. Why are you not on Twitter? It's the most amazing platform. Join Twitter, connect with me on Twitter. I look forward to being connected to all of you on Twitter. Okay. Okay, so I have a webinar coming up tomorrow, okay, where I'm going to talk about how to go from speaking broken English to flawless speech in 1 year. Okay, just go to lawseco.com/webinars, lawseco.com/webinars and register there. Okay, and I'm going to answer all your questions. Don't worry. Next, I'm going to answer question only. And I have a lot of time. I have 40 minutes to answer all your questions. Ask me as many questions as you want me to ask. I'm here, not going anywhere. But you should join this WhatsApp group if you are not already a part of it. It is for on English communication for lawyers. So all our content we share here, right? Sharing here on YouTube as well. There's no Telegram link. This is a WhatsApp link only I have as of now. Okay, super. Really good, guys. So now time to answer questions, right? I am here to answer questions. I'll not do anything else now. All done. I'm going to only answer questions now. Okay, let's start with that. Journals do show credit. Let's see what is the question. If someone, now please stop posting. Let me read the existing questions. Madhvi Wadwan is asking, if someone takes up too long in narrowing down the research topic, what steps should be taken to address this writing block? Too long in narrowing down the research topic. So remember, you have to ask one important question. You are not focusing on your target audience. Think, who's my target audience? Who do I want to read this article and how will they benefit? What is their pain point? What is their nightmare? What are their dreams? Then what question should I answer about this topic to help them? If you think like this, you will be able to narrow down on topic. Okay, Madhvi, I hope this answers your question. Let me go upwards and see other questions. Who has the authority to completely create new constitution or innovation of constitution, not just amendments like parliament? Whole constitution Nobody has. It's not there. We are not supposed to replace our constitution. It is, if you try to do that, it will be sedition. You are not supposed to do that. Journals do show credibility more than blogs. Anurag, no, it does not. Not anymore, right? It's not true. What builds credibility is when people read your article and again, and they benefit from your articles. That builds more credibility. Let me give you an example, okay? Um, there was a time I used to write a blog called Marketing and Advertising Law, madlaw.com. Okay. And I was writing this blog, and there I used to write a lot of articles on multi-level marketing and regulation of multi-level marketing in India. And I had written on multi-level marketing regulation around the world also. What is the law in the US? What are the Indian court judgments on this and all of that? So I had written it when I was in law college, and I did not publish it in a journal or anything. I was publishing on my blog. And then one day I went to Anand and Anand, the law firm. Okay. And I had graduated. I had some work there. I went there and I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Ramanuj Mukherjee, to the associates there. And the associate said, one associate said, oh, Ramanuj Mukherjee, did you write articles on multi-level marketing regulations? I said, yes. I said, wow, I have read your articles. They're amazing. Thank you. And imagine you are going to a law firm and their associates already know you. Your reputation precedes you. What else do you want? I had the same thing with my junior in college, Jay Saita. Okay. He ran G laws, and we on one day standing in front of NUJ's library, he was telling me, everyone is telling me that I should publish in journal. Why should I publish in blog? No, what will I write in my CV that I'm writing articles in a blog? Will that help me? It will not help me. I said, no, it will help you. More people will read. Then he followed my advice and we kept writing. By the time he was in his second year, Times of India was quoting him as an expert on gambling laws. Okay. Government of India consulted him while he was still a law student on gambling laws, how to reform gambling laws in India. He filed PIL in Bombay High Court to notify a certain law related to gambling. Amazing results. Okay. All out of blogging. All because he was blogging on that topic. If he wrote one article and published it in a journal, or even 10 articles in journals, nothing would have happened. Okay. There was one more student of mine. She wrote articles on outsourcing law, and then Bangladesh Outsourcing Association hired her to advise them on their outsourcing laws in their country. There is a journal called Outsourcing in London. They invited her to write a cover story. Okay. So my friend, don't even think that there is more credibility in writing journal articles and not in blogs. It is absolutely not true. Okay. Shreya Patil, can you please suggest on how to choose topics for corporate commercial laws? Topics, select okay, if you're writing on corporate laws, commercial laws, then who's your target audience? You have to follow the same thing. That, okay, who's my target audience? Directors of companies, corporate lawyers, startup founders, people who are working as in-house counsel. Who's my target audience? Once you decide that, then you think, what are the things they are worried about? What are the things that is troubling them? What are the things that is happening in the world, in that something that is really bothering them, or something they're dreaming about? Then write on those topics that your audience cares about. You write on those topics. I hope that answers your question, Shreya. Do we need to write table of content in starting of the article? It is a good idea to write, because table of content helps Google. If it is one of the SEO factors in Google, if you have a good table of content in the beginning, it can help your article to rank higher in Google. So we follow this in iPleader's blog. We want people to write table of contents where possible. What are some of the authentic sources for research? Does iPleader publish articles on topics which are already published on it? No, we don't, but you can just change the topic a little and write. It's not so difficult. right? So let's say there is already an article on how to file a consumer complaint, right? So you can write on why the three biggest reason why consumer complaints get rejected. So you can always change the topic a little and write on a similar topic, right? Which is not exactly the same topic. If it is a little different, we'll publish. What are the other questions? Can we talk to people who have taken your courses? Yes, there are people who have taken our courses in this session. You can ask questions to them, but I mean, they have their privacy. I can't tell them, hey, please talk to this, etc. But I'm sure if you, it's not easy, it's not difficult to find people who have done law psycho courses. You can find them everywhere. You can ask them. Unable to DM me on Twitter. I don't understand. Why are you unable to DM me on Twitter? Have you followed me? Then you should be able to DM me. Otherwise, I can follow you back. Maybe you have some settings. I'm not sure. You tweet at me to follow you back and I'll follow you back. Then you'll definitely be able to DM me. I don't have enough books at home. That's not a problem. You don't need books to write articles at all. You can rely entirely on the internet. You'll find everything you need on the internet. How many articles should we write per week? At least one. You can write one per day also, no problem. But that depends, right? But write at least one every week. In Lawsico, we ask people to write one every month because if we tell them to write one every week, they just completely lose it. So we can't do that. We ask them to write one every month at least. But it's better to write one every week. Other places to publish other than IP readers, Bar and Bench and Live Law are very good, but they may not publish very technical articles. They publish more like news type articles. So if you write a analysis of a latest case law, they'll publish. But if you write on something which is very technical, they will not publish. IP readers will publish. What else? How, on an average, how much time IP readers take to publish an article or blog? 3 to 5 days, not more than that. We try to do it in less than a week, but usually even less, 3 to 5 days. Actually, we have so many articles pending. We have like 300-400 articles pending with us to publish. So it can take longer to publish also sometimes. So many articles we receive every day. It's crazy. I am planning to write an article on how the usage of drones in COVID-19 has impacted our right to privacy. Can you please provide your feedback? Use of drones in COVID-19 has, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how it has impacted. I'm not aware of how. I mean, you can write surely if it is a good topic, but who's the audience? Who cares about this? You need to think about this. It may be a better topic to write on how to get a license to fly a drone. How to get, if I want to start a company which does delivery of medicine through drones, what licenses will I need? What regulations will I have to follow? That's a good topic, I think. How are we supposed to know what type of content and particular focus audience want? You have to put yourself in their shoe. For example, this example, right? I am not worried about drones violating my privacy as of now. It doesn't seem like a real thing. Now that you told me, I'm thinking maybe, but I never worry that, oh, maybe drones are violating my privacy. Do you worry about it? Have you ever worried about this, that are drones violating my privacy? So if people are not worrying about that, then writing on it may not be a good idea. This is the problem. You want to write about things you know for sure people are worried about, better to write on those things. Okay. Can I write on FCRA PMLA law? Absolutely. Why not? How are we supposed to know what type of content particular focus audience want? So I'm asking you a question. Okay. A director of company, what would be their fear? It's an exercise. You need to think about this. Okay. With respect to competition law, what will be the fear of director of a company? Okay, you can think. Position of home buyers in IBC, is that a good topic? Yes, very good topic. Depends on which audience. Are you writing it for lawyers? Then it's a good topic. Are you writing it for home buyers? Then it's not a good topic, because home buyers are not sitting and thinking what is our position in IBC. They are thinking that if my builder cheats me, what is my remedy? That is the question they are thinking about, right? So depending on your audience, it may be a good topic or maybe a bad topic. I'm not going to give topic suggestions now. That is too random. You guys can decide your own topic. Come on. How to make my article reach to my target audience? For example, if I want to write on tax for the reason of internship, should I tag them? Yes, very good question. I like this question, Rishi. So what I'll do is, if I want in, first I'll publish the article on IPReader's blog or wherever good, credible place where possible. Okay, which has a lot of traffic, I'll publish there. And so it will come on Google anyway. So when they are going to Google on the topic, they'll find. That's one. But that's not the only way. Second way, I will add all these tax lawyers on my LinkedIn. I'll follow them on Twitter. Okay. Then I can most of the time even get their email ID from the law firm website. Law firm websites have the emails of partners almost always. So you can get all those email IDs. Then you can send your article to them to make sure it's a good article. Huh? If it's a bad article, you are creating bad impression. So it's a good article, you can send it to them and you can ask for feedback, right? Tagging on, it's possible. You can post on LinkedIn and tag people. It's possible. I don't know if they'll respond. Worth a try, I think. So if you have any doubts, Uzair is here. Uzair is a counselor with LawSeco. And if anybody has any doubts with respect to any LawSeco course, you can reach out to Uzair. He has given his phone number also. You can reach out to him and talk to him. Where can I publish articles which are in languages other than English? You send it, if it is in Hindi, send it to LawSeco. But otherwise, I'm not aware in any other language. In LawSeco is building a Hindi blog. So you can send it to us. Telugu, you can try sending it to local Telugu papers. If it is related to local people, I mean, if they have the right audience, then you can send it to them. How to improve my article writing skills? I told you all these things. If you follow all these things, it will improve your article writing skill. This was all about article writing. Structure your article, then write on the skeleton structure, identify questions. All of that will improve your writing skill. And keep writing, get feedback, keep writing, get feedback. That's why it's such a good idea to do the LawSeco course, because you will be able to get a lot of feedback and mentorship and guidance. Whatever you write, if you get quick feedback, you'll improve quickly. If you don't get quick feedback, it'll take a long time to improve. So it's a good idea, Fahad, to join LawSeco's English communication course for you. Thank you, Achal. Thank you. I'm glad to know it was very helpful for you. You have confidence to start writing an article. That's what I want to hear, Achal. Awesome. Write your article, share it with us. Oh, by the way, I have a workshop also. I was forgetting to tell you guys. There's a workshop I have, one more workshop on how to improve your English communication, right? I'm going to show you that also quickly. Just 1 second. Here is one more for you guys. This is we have this workshop, 3-hour workshop on how you can drastically improve your English step by step in 1 year, right? It is already there. You can definitely go and learn from here. Make sure you are joining this workshop also. How many of you are going to come for this workshop? Can publishing article in TOI help to generate traffic? Yes, it can help. If you can publish, definitely. But it's not easy. It's very hard. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So see you guys in the workshop. And there's one more workshop I strongly recommend you guys attend. Okay. It is this. It's on finding contract drafting work. How to find commercial contract drafting work as a freelancer. Okay. Make sure you join this workshop as well. It will be amazing. You'll really benefit from this. Another 3 hour workshop, free of cost, right? How to find contract drafting kind of work. Okay. How to find freelance contract drafting work. So how many of you want to attend the contract drafting related workshop also on 15th of January? Registered? Super. Just 4 days left. Okay, so tell me, are you guys benefiting from all these workshops and webinars we are doing? How is it helping you? What do you want us to do in future? What are your other problems? Yeah. And if you are having problems with money, remember a simple thing. You have to only solution for not having money is to earn money. I had no money when I joined law school. Most of my when I was a student, it was a terrible situation. There was a time when my parents couldn't pay for electricity, but only solution is to actually earning money, right? You earn money, figure out, and anyone can earn 5,000, 10,000 per month by doing freelance work online, right? We'll show you how to do it. We have done enough webinars and workshops on that, and we'll do more. You will be able to earn money. You can earn 5,000 per month for sure if you are serious about it. So, and if money is the issue, but it's a different thing if you have a willingness issue, right? If you realize the course will help you, it is beneficial for you, but you are trying to save money, that's a different thing. That's a different mindset problem you have, right? That you have to change, because even I was like that, because I grew up in a family with less money. So my parents were teaching me save money, save money. They didn't teach me to invest. They taught me to save all the time. But I had to change my mindset on my own so that I will invest in myself. I can build companies. So I can build a company. I can learn things. I can spend money on things that will change my life, right? I am not afraid of that. So that mindset you have to fix yourself. I'll give you one example. Maybe some of you will be able to relate to this. For a long time, I used to buy gym memberships, right? I'll go to gym membership and they'll charge me whatever, 2,000 rupees per month or 1,000 rupees per month. I'll pay that and sign up for the gym, right? And then I will work out in the gym, whatever. I'll go and lift weights and do all those, run some in the treadmill, whatever. But I was not getting good results. I was not building good muscles. I was not, getting fitter that I wanted. The results I wanted, I was not getting. And every time I went to any gym, there would be some trainers. They'll come and say, "Do you want some personal training?" I'll say, "How much does it cost?" They'll say, 5,000 per month, 10,000 per month. And I'll be like, "Oh, no, that is too much money. I don't want to spend so much money. I'll figure it out on my own." And I've been doing this since I was a student, right? And by the way, I had enough money. I was earning 70, 80,000 when I was in law school at a point, 50,000. I could easily pay for this training, but I did not pay for it because I wanted to save money, right? And so but I want to look good. I want to be fit and all of that. I was not getting results. Now I'm 33 years old. So the age is on the wrong side. I mean, when you are younger, it is much easier to build a body. When you are older, it's a little more difficult. But now I hired a proper coach, and I paid him whatever 12,000 rupees per month. Now I can afford it, but so I paid it, and I got immediate result. In 1 month, I got more result than I got in all those years. Right? Have you ever experienced this? That when you have proper guidance, proper coaching, proper expert, they can make a big difference in your life in a very short amount of time. And when you try to do everything on your own, it does not work as much. Sure, I did something, I got some results, but it is minuscule compared to what I am getting now. In 1 month, I am doing better result than what I did in 1 year. So this is very, very important. Yeah. So just remember that trying to figure everything out on your own is not a good idea. Going to experts make a big difference. What was I doing to earn money in college days? I was doing freelance work. I have done an entire workshop on this, what I was doing and how I was earning money in college days of teaching. You can go and check this, how to earn money. I have done a lot of webinars on YouTube channel, Loss Eco YouTube channel. You can go and look up on Loss Eco YouTube channel. I have explained how I started earning money in college, what kind of work I was doing, how you can do it, how I earned my first 1 crore rupees. I explained everything. You can also go and do it. You just have to have the mindset to do all the hard work and you'll be able to do it. Okay. How to approach established blogs with respect to article publication? Should we mail them our article directly? Yes. Write a great article, send it to them and ask, will you be interested in publishing this? This is how I have published in a lot of amazing websites. Yeah. What basic minimum knowledge we should have before going for a job as a fresher in law firm or in MNC? Sure, we have many such sessions, and we'll do more. We are going to do on technology law next. In the next week, we'll do on technology law. So keep an eye on our webinars, Pukraj. Okay, what other questions? Any other questions? A bunch of questions are published in Q&A. Let me check. How did I come up with the idea of Loss Eco? How you think to open a platform like Loss Eco? So the idea was there when I was in college, in college only I realized, I wanted to be a very good lawyer when I was in college, like many of you. How many of you want to be the best lawyer possible? You're ready to work very hard. You just want a pathway. You want to do as much work as possible so that you can be a very good, very successful lawyer. So I was that person in college. Abhyuday, my co-founder, he was my classmate. He was also the same, right? But how to become a very good lawyer? So people gave us advice like read a lot of case law. If you read a lot of case law, you will become a better lawyer. That's absolutely not true. We read a lot of case law, all 500 pages, everything like that's, it's good. It's not terrible, but there are much better ways, right? It doesn't help. It didn't help us when we were working in trilegal, for example, right? Then people told us, you read economic newspapers, that Economic Times and Pink newspapers, then you will be a good corporate lawyer. How many of you got this advice? Also, how to become a good lawyer? What advice do people give you? All these kind of things, right? What other advice? Any other advice if you say, I want to be a very good lawyer, what advice do they give you? Right? Read case law, score well in your class, all of that, right? Read a lot. What do you read, man? I read a lot, but how does it work? So then, moot as much as possible and all of this. No, we did all of it. I have done international moots, everything. And when I went to actually work in trilegal, I realized I don't know what I need to learn. And it was such a struggle. It was so painful to actually do all the work they wanted us to do. I realized that, this is bullshit. We have wasted our time in law school. We worked so hard, but nobody showed us the real way. So I said, I am going to create if somebody wants to learn, there must be some way to learn. This cannot be the way, right? For example, I am doing due diligence. Why could not somebody teach me due diligence when I was in college? I have to do contract drafting now. I have to negotiate contracts. Why could not somebody teach this to me when I was in college? Similarly, if you're doing litigation, right? Do you know how to do drafting for Supreme Court? Do you know how to do drafting from High Court? Do you know how to do filing, how the registry works? Exactly, that is the work you will do if you join someone in Supreme Court in litigation or High Court or District Court, whatever. So why do you have to wait till you graduate to learn all of this? While you are learning only case law and only learning sections when you are in college. You have so much time, 3 hours, 3 years, 5 years. They can teach you all the practical things during this time, but they are not. Now, I don't have any control over BCI. I don't have any control over universities, but I wanted to change that. So I said that, okay, I will build a company where we will learn the practical things in each area, and then we are going to create courses and we'll teach it to people, so that somebody wants to learn this, some maybe a law student, maybe a lawyer. Then I realized it's not just law student, even lawyers don't have any way to learn. Imagine somehow you have followed a senior and learned one thing from them, but maybe then you want to learn one more practice area. Maybe you have been doing civil litigation, now you want to learn some contract drafting, or say you want to learn competition law. How can you learn? There is no way to learn. What, you will go and again uh, be a junior of another senior? Not possible, right? And then people for so many years don't earn good money, they struggle, they get fired, they get shouted back by their seniors. It is a traumatic experience, and I want to change that. I wanted to change that, and I have been able to change it for a lot of people, for thousands of people. And when I'm done with this law seco, you will see that the entire legal industry will be different. People will have different level of awareness, different level of knowledge, and standard will be so much higher. Okay, everybody will have to change, but we have started bringing that change now already. And you can see we can see the difference. I don't know if you can see the difference, but yeah, so it's in a phase where it is still slowly catching up. Some people are realizing the value. A lot of people think we are the enemy. So a lot of people think that they hate us because we are doing this. It is affecting them badly. They don't like this. A lot of colleges don't like us because we are exposing their lack of, the gap, right? A lot of NLUs hate us because we are telling non-NLUs how to do as good as them, exposing all the secrets, and teaching people how to do really good. So a lot of how to get internships, how to get PPOs. So a lot of people don't like us because of that, but that's okay. We are doing a good job and we are very happy about that. Who was the advocate who asked you to leave the chamber? I don't want to embarrass anyone. I'm sure, you know, don't want to say anything. That she's a very famous lawyer now. Is there any course of yours on income tax filing? Not an income tax filing, but tax litigation course we have. On income tax litigation we have. Filing we thought is too basic, so we didn't make. How a fresher with not so great internship approach firms for jobs and prepare for interviews? Uh, this is a long question. Actually, we'll do more webinars. We have already done a lot of things on this. Go to LawSeco YouTube channel, then download out my free ebook on step by step process for getting a law firm job. Right? Maybe someone who has read the ebook can share the link for Avi Surya to download that. Okay. What type of things can we post on LinkedIn as law student? Whatever you read, whatever you learn, whatever seems fascinating to you, post about that. So let's say you have an interest in sports law, or you have an interest in competition law or criminal law, and you learned something new today. Go and post on LinkedIn. Do it. It will change your life. It's amazing. Post 2-3 times a day. New insights every time. Nothing is too basic. Post whatever you learn. It will be amazing. Jyoti Chaudhary, I'm an engineer about to be insolvency professional. Awesome. I'm starting new career, so facing difficulty in writing law articles and also lacking confidence. Please provide with suggestions as to how to deal with this career change, how to move with confidence. What you can do is that we have a course on IBC litigation, NCLT litigation. You can join that course, and there we'll give you all the help you need for writing articles, publishing articles, and the course fee you will be able to recover from your first client itself. So that is not a problem. That won't be a problem. Okay. So look at our NCLT litigation course, and you learn all the drafting related to NCLT so that you can help your clients. Plus, you'll be able to write articles and publish, and the full support you will also get. What you are studying in graduate insolvency program in IICA, you are not learning the actual practical work that we'll be teaching. You can compare the syllabus and see it's completely different, right? Completely different. And why don't you, Jyoti, just speak to one of our counselors? They'll guide you what to do, how to do. Do you have something related to criminal psychology? No, we don't have anything related to criminal psychology or criminal litigation. Criminal psychology is not practical enough. I mean, there may be some practical stuff, but we don't know. I mean, I don't know. So we haven't created yet. Good, Margaret. Happy you liked the session and looking forward to your participation in future webinars. Anand, where will I get the course? Anand, go to lawsico.com and explore the courses. Lawsico.com. Okay, go to lawsico.com. You can explore the courses there. Lawsico.com/courses. Lawsico.com/courses. You can see all the courses listed. Okay, someone has shared the step-by-step blueprint for getting a job in a big law firm in India. So you guys can download this free ebook and read this. Thank you, everyone. I am also indebted to you that you give me an opportunity to make a difference to all of you. Thank you very much. I love this work. I am so lucky that I get to do this work with all of you and being in touch with all of you, being able to help you. It's a privilege. Thank you very much. What do you suggest for someone who has invested around 4 years in UPSC preparation with no results? How can such a lawyer get back? Come to us, we'll help you reach out. Do not worry. We'll help you. Okay, reach out to us. Reach out to Shweta Devgan at in our test prep team. She'll guide you. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Have a great night. Have a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy rest of your Sunday. Take care. Bye bye.